Ladies and gentlemen of the living and the dead, my name is Arias, and I'm your friendly neighbor, company commencer for fears all things horror. Happy Monday. Happy Monday! It's just a new week. A brand new week. Hope everyone had a good Monday. Mine was okay. My coworker kind of pissed me off. Pinging me at 6 p.m. and it wasn't even an emergency. Could have been an email. But we like that sometimes, you know? Some people don't respect work-life balance. I hope everyone had a good Monday. Welcome in. Hello, CJ Anime fan. Hi. I hope that you're able to solve all of the mysteries. I don't know if there's like a ton of mysteries or if there's one mystery. I don't really know anything about this game. It's supposedly like Ace Attorney style, you know, Phoenix Wright style. So I don't know if there's one mystery that we're solving or is there gonna be multiple mysteries. But we'll find out. We will find out. But today, we're gonna be playing Murders on the Yangtze River. I don't know if we're gonna finish this today. I think this is, from what I can tell, this is about 10 to 15 hours of gameplay. But I'm gonna get started. It's by a indie Chinese studio, I think. So when I opened the game, the menu was in Chinese. Luckily, I'm fluent in Chinese, so I was able to quickly switch it over to English. So I can stream it because, you know, I would like you guys to know what's going on. But yeah, I haven't done much beside that. I opened it, I tested the sound, I changed it to English, and I know about next to nothing about the game other than it's some guy solving mysteries, murders, I think, maybe. So we're gonna click new game, we're gonna get started. I'm very excited. I love detective games. So, let's see what this game's all about. Oh, I was not expecting that. That scared me. Wear headphones for an enhanced game experience. I already have my headphones on. You guys just can't see it. It's invisible.
How many times have you returned to this point?
Oh, it's voiced.
I have not counted.
I didn't know it was voiced.
3 years. You're here almost every single night. And as time goes by, your memory is beginning to fade.
Oh my.
Don't stand in my way. No matter how long I linger here, no matter how deep the truth is hidden within the shadows.
Such a fancy opening sequence.
I will find it.
So dramatic! I'm excited. Murders on the Yangtze River.
Then I guess you have no time to lose.
Wait, isn't that the guy in the photo?
The key to the case is that book.
Oh, I guess we're looking for a book. Loading. Oh! Is voiced in Chinese for the game? Oh, never mind, he's reading a book. Interesting. Tonight he finally knocks on my door. Oh, death? Animation's so cute. Oh. Oh, he's alive? Oh. Oh. Unexpected misfortune, chapter 1. Okay. Oh no. Open up! Oh no, someone's knocking on our door. If you open these doors, we're breaking in. Oh. The uncle is dead. How could this possibly be? Master Lowe. 13 minutes later. Oh, damn. The murderer sleeping like a baby at the scene of the crime. The head is spinning. I can't seem to clear my mind. The murderer. Could he be talking about me? Oh, it's a woozy and stuff. Oh, that guy looks like he ate a lot of stuff. Tap the left and right arrow keys or AD to control movement. Okay, I shall. Oh. Stay still and quit moving. You murder. Oh, that's a little rude. Okay, it was not me. I'm just a detective. I came here to what? Oh. He knows I'm lying. I'm assuming I'm the guy in the glasses. How dare you kill Master Lowe? But I didn't. Did I? I don't know. Calm down, Officer Mal. Allow him to finish. We need to verify his true identity. Okay. This guy's maybe on our side. He's neutral. I can't tell. I'm Shen Chengping, a traveling detective. My assistant Afu and I arrived in this town last night to obtain clues on an old case. Our steamship broke down midway as we struggled until late to reach shore. Oh, is that me and Afu? Okay, tap left and right arrow key and D to control movement. I can't go backwards. I can only move forward. Someone fried the ship, and it looks like it's the assistant. You shouldn't be allowed to go near a generator. Oh, damn. Roasting your own assistant like that. What's going on here? Oh, we're crossing the bridge? Don't mind if I do. Oh, there's a woman crying. Oh, do we have to help her? There's a young lady crying over there. Okay, and what do you want me to do about it? What do you want me to do about it? Oh, I'm guessing I have to talk to her. I'm guessing it's not one of those games where I could just ignore the needy. Afu, I'm gonna teach you a lesson about life. Don't meddle in other people's business, okay? She may be crying, but it could be her fault. How do we know? Oh, but you know, it's one of those situations where I don't get to live life as I wish. All right, let's talk to the crying lady. You all right there, ma'am? Oh, she runs away. See? See? This is why you don't bother. Habit is a delicate matter. Exactly. Yeah, we should definitely continue on our way. I agree. By the way, the novelist you're visiting, is he really related to the open case? I think he could lead to the breakthrough we need. This must be the novelist's place. I'll see you later. Wait, we're not going in together? Yeah. We go find parts to repair the generator. Oh. Okay. Our system is off to do stuff so that we may not have an alibi or someone to prove that we weren't around for murdering. Shenanigans. Okay, let's go inside. This is very cool. I really like the aesthetics. It's fun. It's different. It's different from other things I played. Who goes there? It's late. Hi. I have an appointment with Mr. Lowe. My journey was delayed by a storm en route. I did not wish to miss our appointment, so I took the liberty of arriving at such late hours. Before cell phones. Have we met before? Probably not. Yeah, we've never met in person. We've always communicated through letters. One moment. Are you gonna let me in? What if I'm not who I say I am? Come on in, Mr. Shan. Well, I guess these are simpler times. These are simpler times. Oh, damn! Dressed like Holmes! This must be Mr. Lowe, and then this must be the dead body later. I must finish writing the story on hand and not wish to break my train of thought. Alright, you do you. Yeah. I'll just hang out. It's cold in the evening. Can I trouble you to close the door and hang the latch for me? Sure. Close the front door. And then we put on the latch. Oh, the movement's quite smooth. I was not expecting such smooth movement from a 2D art. Alright, let's check out the mirror. A Western style mirror. It seems out of place compared with the other furniture in this room. I think this game is set in... I want to say ancient China, but like historical China. A bed. There are piles of old books underneath the novelist's bed. They're all covered in dust, which means that he has not read them in quite a while. Okay. A wardrobe. A wardrobe slightly taller than a person. A lock hangs from the handles. We're investigating. Because, you know. There's nothing else to do. Should we bother the author? The author's busy, but I don't have anything else to do. Ooh, is that a snack? Can I have it? No, why not? Okay. Oh yeah, I closed the door. Chill. I came here today on account of an important matter. Have you ever heard of the peculiar case that happened in London 3 years ago? 3 years ago, London? Let's take our time to talk about this case. You must be tired from traveling afar. I'm sure you haven't had anything to eat yet. There's some local rice cakes on the chest beside me. Please, I insist. Have a taste. Ooh, so I can't eat it? Yippee! I wanted the food. It's like you read my mind. Let's eat the rice cake. There are a few pieces of translucent pastries on the plate. Oh, the stomach growled real loud. I'm quite hungry. Perhaps just one piece. Oh, just one? I would eat the whole plate. Oh. Oh, never mind. I guess the rice cakes were drugged. That is what had happened. After I ate the cake, I lost consciousness until you all arrived. He's saying that you fainted inside this room because someone had drugged you. Yes. That is correct. Oh. He's saying I'm lying. Got ironclad proof. There's no way I'm wrong. Okay, give me your ironclad proof. Yeah, can you elaborate? I would love to know your ironclad proof. Trying to provoke you? No, I'm just asking for proof. Why are you so angry? Was it you? Was it you? Was it you that did it? Is that why you don't want to? Was that why you don't want to tell me your ironclad proof? Was it because it was you? Lope is the local celebrity. I must account for this properly to townspeople. Tell us what you know then, Officer Ma, just so I could be at peace with this arrest. Okay, just so you know how you got caught. Uh-huh. Deduction. Reasons for suspecting me. Okay. Judge Chang, simple. Up until we found the corpse, this room was completely sealed off. Uh-huh. That's it? That's all you got? A window frame prevents anyone from entering or leaving through it. The door was bolted from the inside. If I hadn't broken the latch with my kick, we wouldn't even have been able to get in. Which means that the murderer could only be somebody who was already in the room. Huh. You don't read a lot of novels, do you? You also don't watch a lot of TV, but I would say that, but there's not a lot of TV in ancient China. So I guess I can't use that, even though I like to make fun of people of not watching TV, but there's no TV here. How could this be? Don't worry. The room was sealed off and I was the one who hung the door latch. Okay. Ain't the truth as clear as data? No, I haven't had a chance to investigate the door. Won't you just confess already? No, I didn't do it. Officer Ma's deduction seems quite precise. I believe there has been no misjudgment. But unless you're able to provide conclusive evidence to prove your innocence, I have no choice but give orders to take you into custody. Both of my hands are tied. How am I supposed to find evidence in such a short time? Calm down. This problem can be solved through observation and reasoning. Okay. Hello, Chris King. Were puppet show TV in ancient times? Maybe. I guess there wasn't a lot of puppet shows about murderers in sealed rooms back in the days. I watched a lot of Conan as a kid. I know sealed room murders are usually not what it seems. All actions are bound to leave a trace on the scene. I'm absolutely sure that I did not murder the victim. Someone is trying to frame me. So I will be able to find a contradiction within the traces left behind at the scene. Before I answer Judge Chen's questions, I need to carefully observe the scene first. Alright, crime scene investigation. Oh, what's this? Let's investigate the knife. A short blade stained with blood. This should be the murder weapon found within my grasp and now seen as evidence against me. Alright, we have new clue! A blood-stained dagger. A dagger stained with blood was found with my grasp. Okay. Alright, let's take a look at the dead body. Oh, what is this? Curious! Curious! The victim died facing upwards with multiple wounds on his chest, clothes stained with blood. This was not what he was wearing when we met him. He was dressed like Sherlock Holmes. My hands and feet are tied, so I can't get any closer to see any other details of the corpse. The victim died facing upwards. Okay, this is the same thing. Okay, this is... Oh, I accidentally pressed my space key too many times. Let's skip that. Ooh, what is this on my sleeve? The blood on my sleeve most probably belongs to the deceased. Seems like there is also blood on my back as well. Interesting. Good movie. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to figure out how to prove my innocence. Calm down. Can I trouble you to help me take off my coat? How dare I order you around? Just do it! I would like to take a look at the back to see if it is also stained with blood. Indeed, Mr. Shan, there are blood stains on your back. Thank you. Gonna be masterful as blood. Don't you think it's weird that it's on my back? Like, why is the blood stain on my back? If I stabbed it from the front, shouldn't the front of my clothes be stained? Do you not think it curious? Okay, we already know this. This is nothing new. What is this? Several long, continuous blood splatter on the floor. They are cast-off pattern bloodstains. There's an evident gap within the 3 longest bloodstains. How could this be? Gap in the bloodstains most likely caused by something being removed. The disruption of the bloodstain was likely because something blocked the path of the splatter. The appearance of a gap shows that something that was once there has been moved. Completed! I'm off to a great start! Have you found evidence that can prove your innocence? This piece of evidence will be able to prove my innocence. Alright, we're gonna present me clothes! Here's proof. Officer Ma is a person able to kill someone with a dagger while having his back towards them. Of course not. If so, this bloodstained coat will be able to prove my innocence. This coat ain't yours? No, it is. It's mine. I'm wearing it. What kind of nonsense is this? With dagger and blood, you still say you ain't guilty? Bro! Officer, is you dumb or is you dumb? Mr. Shen, how does this bloodstained coat prove that you are innocent? Are you Judge Chen, how are you a judge? Do you have any logical thoughts in your brain? Take a look at where the bloodstains are. They appeared on the back and not across the chest. So what does that imply? It implies I had my back towards the victim when his blood was spilled. God, are you dumb or are you dumb? As my back is facing the victim, I'm unable to raise a dagger to stab his chest. You must have turned your clothes inside out when you committed the murder. Such trickery is nothing new to me. Officer Ma, please look here. Floor has multiple cast-off pattern bloodstains, including one with a noticeable gap. Shows that there was once something there that had been moved later on. Me body. Did someone mess with the crime scene? No, I just woke up, dude. That something was probably me. If I'm right, the bloodstain on my back should be able to match the bloodstain on the floor. This will prove that I was unconscious on the floor during the time of the crime. Also, if you look at the trajectory of the blood, it will be different than if I was wearing it backwards, okay? Watch some crime drama, like a real boss. I would not have been capable of stabbing him to create such bloodstains that laid on the floor. There is some truth to that. I mean, one could argue that I took off my coat and put it on the ground. I will accept that. And for the truth of the matter is, after the murder killed Lope, he planted the dagger in my hands to frame me for his crime. Judge Chen is just, contemplating. Even while you're completely tied up, you're still able to calmly analyze the crime scene. Because I'm a boss. Mr. Shen, that's impressive. You're welcome. Seems that you really are a detective. That's what I've been telling you! You flatter me, Judge Chen, so my suspicion has finally been cleared. And now let me see what's going on here. I have an exclamation mark. Oh. Let's see, hang on. Detective! The Chinese word for detective appeared in the Song Dynasty, 960 to 1279 at the latest. Originally used as a verb meaning to inspect and inquire, the word was later developed to also be used as a noun. For example, the arms mentioned in the Memorandum for the Reappraisal of Matters in G-Town written during the Ming Dynasty included detective, which is equivalent to scouts in modern times. By the end of the Qing Dynasty and the beginning of the Republic of China, with the emergence of large quantities of detective fiction such as Detective War and the stories of Sherlock Holmes, the term detective had evolved to refer specifically to investigators working on a case. Getting educated. Educated. Ooh, knowledge. Cast-off pattern bloodstain. Cast-off pattern bloodstains are created when blood is released or thrown from a blood-bearing object and motion onto a surface. Linear or arc shape in general, they are often distributed on surfaces situated in higher locations, such as the upper end of the wall and ceilings. At times, the same cast of bloodstains will span across two surfaces, I either see the wall, on the floor, etc. Wow, so educational. So educational. I'm getting the 101 of crime solving. The officer sure crime scene investigators. Everybody else later for executed. Yeah. Oh, I can. Oh, I have different outfits. Oh, okay. After chapter 2, I have a different outfit. Same with Afu. Oh, Afu can wear different outfits already? How about me? Oh, ooh. That. I'm gonna stay in this outfit for now because it makes sense with what's happening. But I didn't know I could change outfits. That's fun. It's the only 2 people in this room. If you ain't the murderer, you say he killed himself? No. Doubts raised. Did Lope commit suicide? Potentially. If I want to find out the truth, I need to thoroughly investigate the crime scene. However, with my hands and feet tied, it is impossible for me to investigate. Curious. I guess suicide is a possibility, but... I mean, he did offer me drugged rice cake. Could this be a red herring? Officer Ma, how about we untie him? What if I what? Rest assured, Judge Chang, I will not leave this place until we get to the bottom of this case. Also, I don't even have a weapon! What are we gonna do? Run away? Try any funny business under my nose, you'll pay for it. Yes, sir! No funny business, just funny soul crime solving. I'm finally allowed to move around this room! I need to investigate the crime scene as quick as possible. I can't miss a single detail. Alright. Throughout investigations, I will surely encounter many doubts. I should think carefully. Click on the button in the top left corner to review suspicions. Lope commits suicide. Not sure. Am I supposed to do something with this? Lope and I were alone in the locked room. I didn't kill anyone. If so, then Lope committed suicide would be the only possibility. However, he could not have framed me for his death after committing suicide exactly. Perhaps I'll be able to find some answers from Lope's corpse. Alright. Examine front door. Simple and modest front door made of pine wood. Oh, you can tell what kind of wood it is just by looking at it? The broken latch still hangs on the door, exposing the brown lines within. Oh, Sima, did you say that you broke this door latch with your kick? When I got here, that Lo Xing Wen was shaking the door with all his might. What good would that do when the door is locked from the inside? I got anxious, so I went up and bam, kicked the door right open. A simple, okay, so that's the front door. Well, the door was faked. Kicked open. Judge Chang, did you notice anything out of the ordinary when you arrived? I was not aware of anything unusual. Lo Shi Wen shook the door. Officer Ma kicked it open. We found you and Lope covered in blood. Suppose no one suspicious was discovered during that process. None at all. What kind of person was Lope? Lope gained great fame when his book Chamber of Doubts was serialized in the Shanghai News. Oh! As the first celebrity to come from this town in decades, naturally he was loved by all. This town was originally named Qingxi Town to comply with popular will. We named it Pero Town. Oh. I understand now. Oh, that was quick. Book box. The one box is filled with books that Lope published. Ghost in the Well, Bells and Bones, Mysterious Echo, The Confined Room Mystery. Fortunately, this copy of The Confined Room Mystery is not the original manuscript. Like The Confined Room Mystery too? Oh, you a fan? The reason why I came to visit Lope was to speak with him about this book. Got good taste. The death scene in The Confined Room Mystery were absolutely stunning. Okay! I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoyed the book for the death scenes. Officer Ma, do you know where the inspiration of this book comes from? Ain't got a clue, but Maslow was an extraordinary fella. Anything could inspire him. If we're talking about good storytelling, it's gotta be Schwarzman's case. It's a real dang shame we'll never get to read the next volume. Can't believe Lord will allow you to join in on investigations? Don't even try to play any tricks. I'm watching your every move. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My incompetence? Wow. Tell me about the events. Up until I was, you broke in. Officer Ma, were there any other people present when you arrived on the scene? What happened? Am I asking so much? You trying to say that I didn't protect the crime scene? No, I just need information. Everything's exactly the way it was when we arrived. No one's allowed to mess with the crime scene under my watch. Yeah, I just want to know. I just want info. When we got here, Lo Xian was shaking the door, saying he smelled blood coming from inside. Oh, it's definitely him. He did it. I was worried about Maslow, so I went up to the door and kicked it right open. He definitely did it. This guy right there, the one shaking the door, it's him. I feel it in my jellies. After that, well, you know what happened after. I suppose no one could have come in or gone out during that period. Obviously, I've got a soldier standing guard outside the courtyard. We searched the entire premises, but we didn't find others, during which no one left either. That's why the murder is definitely me. Oh, no, incorrect. Okay, tell me about Lopez's relationships. Seems you admire the victim. Of course, Maslow was a great novelist. Everybody respects him. Does Lope have any relatives? His wife died young and they had no children. He's got a good-for-nothing nephew, though. That one over there? Over there? The one who won't quit sobbing? Oh, yeah? Sure it's not him? It's definitely him. He did it for the inheritance. So crying or sick of that awful noise. Alright. Yeah, you can stop now. You stop the theatrics. Ask away. No, I'm good. Thank you. That's all I needed to know. Appreciate you, Officer Ma. Let's take a look in the mirror. I see my reflection in the Western style mirror. Will I be able to clear my name? Officer sure is sword happy. I know if I had a sword that nice, I would be sword happy too. Alright, let's take a look at the corpse. This is Lope's corpse. Should I commence an autopsy now? I'm guessing the rice cake was poisoned, not for me to eat, but for the novelist, for the victim to eat. Let's commence the autopsy, because I'm curious. External autopsy, alright. His chest is stained with blood. Through 3 evident stab wounds, 2 were fatal. The wound is small and deep. The shape of the wound is consistent with the blood-stained dagger. Location of the 3 stab wounds are irregular and in different direction as well. Oh, you just carry an autopsy workbook around with you? All right, a true detective, a master of his craft. His mustache is crooked. Upon further inspection, there's glue on the underside. The mustache shape looks Western, not Han Chinese. That's why he looked like Sherlock Holmes when you met him. Apparently, the deceased is wearing a fake mustache. Alright. Important information. Take a look at his hands. Limbs. There were no abnormalities found on the limbs of the deceased. No hesitation wounds or defense wounds are present on any parts of his body. This is quite peculiar. No abnormalities, no defense wounds. Alright. I have a friend with that kind of mustache. He curls the ends though. You know, I've watched videos of people like grooming their mustaches with like wax and stuff. It's super, super interesting. The deceased is in his undergarments and his coat is gone. I have searched the entire room for it, but it is nowhere to be found. This room is a locked room, and how could the coat disappear into thin air? Doubt raised. Disappearing coat. Alright, is there anything else? Oh, hair! A faint fragrance can be smelled from the hair of the deceased. The scent isn't from flowers, incense, or cologne. It seems to resemble a scent similar to camphor wood. How can you tell? Hints of camphor wood in the hair. Okay, I think that's everything. I don't think there's anything else to look at. Am I not done? I must have missed something. Oh, collar! I missed the collar. There's white powder on the collar of the deceased. Feels like something made from glutinous rice. These are crumbs from a rice cake. Seems that Lope had eaten a rice cake before he died. Trace of white powder. Suspected rice cake. Verify! We finished the autopsy! Because I'm a boss. Autopsy report. New clue. I've completed investigations on the corpse. I need to reconsider relative clouds of doubt. Okay. I'm not done. I want to look at the plate. Let me look at the plate, game. There's several pieces of rice cakes on the plate, but now they're all gone. See? Curious! Curious indeed! Let's look at the desk. Lope's desk is placed in front of the window. When I met him last time, he was bent over his desk writing the entire time. Take a look at what he has on his desk. What am I doing? I'm investigating! Need to examine the desk and see if there are any clues. Who knows if there are any unpublished manuscripts sitting on the desk. Can't just go snooping around and touching stuff. No, here's the point. Maybe he was hungry before he got unalived? Yeah, I have a feeling there's no defensive wounds on his body because he also ate a rice cake and, you know, promptly passed out like we did. Officer, I understand your concerns, but I merely wish to investigate. I'll be careful. Focus is serious. Very. Especially if manuscripts are involved. You've been telling me you're keeping a close eye on me for a while now, sir. It's a book titled Tales of the Moon Colony. There's several magazines underneath it, all of which are illustrated fiction. Stack of newspapers, various issues of the Shanghai News have all published Lope's work. I didn't know people knew about the moon. Already. A rack with 4 calligraphy brushes hanging on and a piece of oil paper underneath the rack. The ink on one of the calligraphy brushes has not dried out yet. Here's the candle. A common white glazed candlestick. There's still half a stick of unburned candle on top. Is it important? I don't know. A stack of books on the table, including The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes! Fine taste indeed. What's in here? There's a pile of blank rice papers in the drawer with the paperweight placed on top. Next to the papers are 2 new pens, 3 candles, and a box of matches. There's also a small box. It is an ink cartridge made of tin holding a half-used ink block. A simple square-shaped inkstone. There are several plum blossoms engraved on one side. There's a layer of residue ink on the inkstone that is starting to harden into a gelled state. My mom did calligraphy, so she had an inkstone. They smell nice. They smell nice. They smell like carbon ink, but like nice. A frame on the window that would stop a person from climbing in and out. No traces of scaling. Alright, we finished investigating the desk. Not able to find any useful clues. Seems like something's missing from the table. The manuscript? You know, the stuff that he was writing? Hello, no good nephew. Now that you're gone, I'm truly alone. I'm sorry for your loss. In order to uncover the truth, I need to ask you a few questions. Tell me everything. I didn't kill him. Someone murdered your uncle and framed me. I'm sure you would like to find out the truth as much as I do. My sister was into calligraphy? Yeah, isn't that ink so? They're fun. Fun as in, I didn't know how to use it, but it was cool to watching them work. Events of this morning. I was really bad at calligraphy, by the way. My mom was really good, though. Please tell me about the events you encountered this morning. Every morning, I come by the uncle's place to help him with jobs that he's too busy to deal with. There has to be someone to take care of mundane tasks like cleaning up and feeding the chickens. What do you do for a living? My uncle pays me. I also help him organize his manuscripts sometimes. I see. Came to visit uncle like usual, but I couldn't hear a sound from the room, which is strange. When I arrived, I saw Yangtze was already here. He said that he didn't see my uncle either. I knocked on the door for quite a while, but no one answered. I have a sensitive nose, so I kept sensing the smell of blood coming from inside the room. I felt like something was terribly wrong, so I told Yangtze to hurry and get someone. We finally entered the room. I found that my uncle had been murdered. I see. Some of the crocodile tears. I never used it, but watched her. Yeah, it's cool watching people do calligraphy. It's like aura farming. Alright. Ask him about suspicious people. Within your uncle's interpersonal relationships, have you ever noticed someone suspicious? Aren't you the most suspicious person? I just got here, bro. Then let me pose this question differently. Did your uncle hold any grudges against anyone? My uncle's very friendly, but he held some kind of grudge against Yangtze, the errand runner. What kind of grudge? Yangtze attempted to steal coins from the table during a delivery, but my uncle caught him. I see. Yangtze was seized by the government and got beaten for it too. When did this occur? It was about half a month ago, so I'm sure he's still bitter about it. Try to place suspicions on Yangtze. I'm onto you. No good nephew. Do you suspect that Yangtze murdered him out of vengeance? After all, he's the one who delivers rice cakes to my uncle. Alright, Shiwen. You may or may not be suspicious. We'll see. Also, when I arrived here this morning, he was already here. I don't know how long he'd been here. Now that I recall, he did have a sort of sneaky look on his face. Seems that it is necessary to talk about this issue with Yangtze. Go on and ask then. No, I'm good. It's weird that you have a lot of information to offer up for someone who thinks they killed his, you know, uncle. Oh, we're just slightly larger than a person. It's locked. Let me try to pick the lock open. I give up. Only Alpha was here is very skilled in things like this. Bed! There are piles of old books underneath the novelist's bed. They're all covered in dust. Alright, this is nothing new. Oh, press the wrong button again. Take a look at the bedside table. A walnut bedside table. There are books and several old newspapers on top. Then the bedside table are undergarments and such. One of these newspapers carries the news of Lope publishing his novel. Photo on this newspaper. The one on the left is Lope and the one on the right seems to be the lady we saw last night. I see. Oh, the girl that was crying was his editor. According to this, the young lady is Liu P. Chen, an editor who helped Lope publish his books. Alright, we have information now. Let's sort through them. Hesitation wounds, also known as tentative cuts, refer to a series of self-inflicted shallow cuts made by people considering a suicide attempt before the final cut that causes death. These non-lethal cuts may be due to psychological contradictions, trying out the weapon to test its sharpness, experiencing feelings of pain, etc. Defense wounds. Defense wounds refer to the injuries inflicted upon the victim when resisting attack from the assailant. There are generally 2 types of defense wounds. Incised wounds on the palms and finger joints, penetrating wounds on the palms and arms. Defense wounds don't appear in every homicide case. However, the presence of a defense wound, especially multiple defense wounds, must be key evidence of murder. What's this? Late Qing Dynasty detective fiction. By the end of the Qing Dynasty, under the influence and intervention of new ideas, Chinese people were increasingly eager to explore Western culture. During this time, novels easily became new favorites due to their accessibility and widespread publication, amongst which Western detective fiction, with its intricate plots and ingenious case designs, became the top choice for the majority of people. The stories of Sherlock Holmes was a big hit ever since it was first translated into Chinese and published in the Current Affairs newspaper in 1896, as they should be. What does blood smell like? A metallic scent from iron and hemoglobin. Yeah, it tastes like liver. Smells like liver too. Yeah, metallic smell of blood. It's the iron in the blood. Tales of the Moon Colony can be rated as the ancestor of Chinese science fiction. Written by Huangjiang Diao. It was serialized in illustrated fiction between 1904 to 1905 with a total of 35 chapters and no ending. The subject of the novel is a peculiar balloon in which the main character travels across the sea in search of his wife and children, while encountering aliens from the moon. This novel combines the vernacular style of traditional novels with the essence of science fiction, creating a work of high artistic value in the Qing Dynasty. You like liver? No, I don't like liver. I don't hate it, but I don't like it. But I'm anemic, so it is something that is recommended that I eat often. Unusualness of the desk. Seems like something's missing from the desk. The manuscript! Disappearing coat. The room was locked. The coat could not have just disappeared into thin air. Assuming Ma was honest before they arrived on scene, the room was locked with no way in or out. And then this coat must definitely still be inside this room. I should talk with Lope's relative. I need to obtain more information on the coat. Alright. Grudge between Lope and Yang Lo Shiwen stated that Yang was responsible for delivering rice cakes to Lope. Theoretically, Yang had the chance to tamper with the rice cakes. He also had the motive. Could it be that Yang killed him out of revenge? I need to confirm this issue with Yang I did not find any hesitation wounds on Lope. That is very unusual for a suicide case. There are no injuries caused by a fight or a fall. It is also quite unusual for a homicide case. ... Perhaps this can explain why there aren't any defense wounds present. Rice cake crumbs. The reason why there weren't any defense wounds was because Lope ate the rice cakes that contained knockout drugs, the same ones I ate. He was in a state of unconsciousness when he was murdered. There must have been another person in the room at the time. That person is the murderer! Things we learn. Yeah, I'm getting really educated here. There's a lot of tidbits and trivia that I was unaware of in this game. Yang has those crazy dead eyes. I think the nephew did it. Who could it have been? How were they able to leave the locked room? But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. My gut feeling is telling me that is the nephew. How did the murderer leave? The room was locked from the inside. I hung the door latch myself. The only way to enter or exit the room is by going through the wooden front door. How did the murderer leave the scene without removing the door latch? Perhaps the other way. How did the murderer latch the door from the outside? If you played Danganronpa, you would know the answer. We've looked at everything, I think. Okay. There's no more questions for him. Let's see the judge. Any questions for him? Okay, let's see. He doesn't have anything new for us. Let's see if he has anything new to share. Tell me about your uncle's coat. Your uncle's attire coat, deer stalker and false mustache, was quite unusual. The head and the mustache were all characteristics of his novelist identity. He purposely dressed himself up this way to become famous. So that ill-fitting strange coat was also one of his characteristics. Wow, rude! Strange coat? You mean that western wind coat he wore all the time? Precisely, the wind coat made of silk. The tailor-made coat was one of my uncle's characteristics. He spent a lot to hire the best tailor and use the best fabric for the coat, but it turned out the fact that this wind coat is not present at the crime scene is what caught my attention. So you're saying that my uncle's coat disappeared into thin air? I don't know. Why you look so sus all of a sudden, Mr. Shiwen? Perhaps the murderers took it with them. The way you said it, Mr. Shan, sounds as if it were a plot from a novel. Go on now, Stan. Alright, that's all I got for you for now. Disappearing coat! According to Lo Shiwen, this coat was tailor-made for Lo Pei. The coat was one of the characteristics of Lo Pei's novelist identity. He always wore it. Something of such importance ought to be left at the scene. However, it is no longer in this room. The murderer is the only person who has left this room. He must have taken the coat with him. The murderer must have had a reason to do so. Boy, he's hating on his uncle? I'm sus of their relationship. I feel like he probably killed him for money or love or something. See? Alright, let's find Yang if he's still here. Oh, Afu, is that you? Hello, my dear assistant. I heard there's been a murder in that house. Oh, like you wouldn't believe. His Honor has orders that there's to be no shouting at the crime scene. Sorry, Mr. Chan, Soldier Chan. Thank you for your service. You don't look like you're enjoying your job, though. You don't look very well. Is everything alright? Yeah, I'm fine. However, I'm afraid I'll have to stay here until the truth is uncovered. We found the murderer, who is the prime suspect. At the moment, the prime suspect is me. I can't believe the murder was actually you. I'm a suspect. I'm not a murderer. Let me help you. His Honor has ordered that random people aren't allowed to enter. Soldier, I'm not just some random person. His Honor has ordered that I need to guard this gate, so you aren't allowed to enter. So the judge had asked you to guard the gates and keep out those uninvolved in this case, right? Yes. Someone is relevant. Should he be allowed to enter? That's true. Shan is unfortunately a suspect in this case. He's trying to clear his name. As I'm his trustworthy assistant, did you think that I'm also involved in this case? Oh, damn. Should have been a lawyer. I knew Soldier would understand. You're the accomplice! The accomplice is also involved in investigation. You can come in and be investigated. Investigations can't be delayed. Oh my god. I mean, one way or the other, he made it in. We briefed Afu, and this is the general situation. So that is your evaluation of this case? Nope, this is just a sign for becoming an accomplice. It was good enough that they allowed you to come in. Hurry up and help me investigate. Damn! Okie dokie! This outfit's low-key bothering me. It's the glasses. The glasses are bothering me. But I guess he has them on most of the time. Okay. I can't stand his glasses, so I'm taking them off. There. That looks better. Alright, let's investigate. Let's first take a look at the rice cakes. What's this? These rice cakes are a local delicacy. I ate a piece last night. Afu ate one. Why did you pause? How did you feel after you ate a piece last night? I don't feel much. I ate a piece last night and I lost consciousness right after. See your reaction. This bundle of rice cakes probably is not laced with knockout drugs. Alright, let's talk to Younger. Mr. Official, when can I go? I have some steamed buns to deliver this morning. Excuse me, who may you be? My name is Yangtze. I run errands on the daily. I was the one who called the officials today. Alright, here's our guy. May I ask you about the case? Of course, everyone around knows I'm warm-hearted, considerate, helpful, friendly, etc., etc., etc. Just tell me about what happened this morning. Master Lo loves rice cakes. Every morning, Master Lo will ask me to deliver a bundle. As I specialize in errand running, my service is 100% impeccable. Everyone around here knows. Okay, so, and then what happened? Off subjects, ice cream time, banana, chocolate ice cream, and fudge. Thank you, Eric. You're welcome. You're welcome. Enjoy your ice cream. Enjoy your ice cream. I want ice cream too now. Did you see those dead eyes? No! Okay! His eyes are not dead! He's just a very busy errand runner. Okay? He doesn't have enough sleep because he's always running errands. Usually Master Lo's already out of bed and exercising in the courtyard waiting for me. This morning when I came to deliver the rice cakes, as usual, I didn't see Lope anywhere. I thought he probably overslept, so I hollered for him, but there was no response. I saw the gates were open, so I went inside the courtyard and put the rice cakes on the table. And somebody called out to me. It was Master Lo's nephew, Lo Shi-wen. He went over to knock on the door, but there was still no response at all. Lo Shi-wen smelled blood and asked me to call officials. I was so scared, so I ran all the way to the government office and got Officer Ma. Oh, it's definitely the nephew. He's the only one who's touched the door. He's the only one who could claim it was locked. Officer Ma and Lo Shi-wen kicked open the door together while I waited outside. Kicked, quotation marks. I can't relate. You and me both, Chris King. I'm perpetually sleep deprived. You mean to say that you never enter Lope's house? After hearing someone died in there, my legs were scared stiff. How could I dare to go in? I was planning to leave, but a soldier came and blocked the gate, so I got stranded here. I understand now. Thank you. Is there anything else you wanted to ask? Yes. Tell me about Master Lo! How much do you know about Lope? Master Lo is a celebrity, and I'm just an errand runner. Since Officer Ma is familiar with Master Lo, why don't you go and ask Officer Ma about this? What do you mean by that? I caught sight of Master Lo and Officer Ma meeting in private several times, though. Are they close friends with one another? However, there was one time when they got into a fight and Officer Ma even unsheathed his blade. Ooh! What were they arguing about? I didn't have the guts to eavesdrop. Officer Ma was already fuming. I need to confirm the dispute with Officer Ma. More and more clues. Anything else you want to ask? Yes, about the rice cakes. The rice cakes Lope eats are delivered by you. Is that correct? Sure, I deliver them every day. Everyone around knows that I do my job seriously. Passed out after eating a rice cake last night. Apparently it was laced with drugs. What that? It wasn't me. I didn't do that. Don't be ridiculous. I have nothing against Lope. I never even met you before. Why would I do that? Did the rice cakes you delivered to Lope ever pass through the hands of someone else? Impossible. If something's handed to me, there's no way I'd give it to someone else. But I heard he loves rice cakes. He never turned them down. Maybe it was a gift from a reader. Do you know of anyone who gifted him rice cakes? Not a clue! How about you let me go and ask Mr. Cow? Everyone knows that. Who's Mr. Cow? Yes. I need to ask you about your grudge. Yang I heard that you once had a grudge with Lope. Is that true? No way! How could I ever have the guts to hold a grudge against Master Lo? Tell me the truth! Lope noticed you stealing his money and you were beaten in the court for it. Am I wrong? That was a misunderstanding. How could that even count as a grudge? I saw silver coins on the floor, so I went to pick them up and return them to him. That's all in the past. If Mr. Shen hadn't reminded me, I would have forgotten about it already. And that was only half a month ago. You've forgotten it so soon? Could it be that you felt wronged by Lope, then decided to kill him out of vengeance? That's a wrongful accusation. I don't even have the guts to kill a chicken, let alone a person! When you arrived on scene this morning, were there any other people around? No one, but Lo Shiwen arrived pretty much right after. Sus! I've already told you everything about my morning in detail. Do you need me to repeat myself? No, thank you. Yeah, you wanted to ask? No, thank you. Let's look at the chickens. There are 2 free-range chickens here. 2 chickens, do you think they are involved in this case? Heard that the free-range chicken in this area have delicious meat because they walk so much. Oh, that has nothing to do with the case, but okay. Oh, now we can't go out. I see. Lope and Officer Ma's dispute. Officer Ma has been quite aggressive. It seems he's eager to identify me as the murderer. According to Yangtze, Officer Ma once had a serious dispute with Lope. Did this constitute a reason for murder? I need to confirm this issue with Officer Ma. Grudge between Lope and Yangtze. When I questioned him about the quarrel, Yangtze seemed somewhat flustered. Furthermore, he had a chance to tamper with the rice cakes. Maybe Yangtze did kill him out of revenge. Maybe. I don't think so. I don't know. I just feel like the nephew's good for it. I could be wrong. Who goes there? Who gave you the nerve to break in? Judge Chang, Officer Ma, this is Afu, my assistant. Please allow him to assist me. You already made an exception by allowing your investigation. Now an assistant? He's my mechanically minded and is skilled in comparing traces. He'll be of great help. Yeah. You need a scientist on the scene. Since none of you seem to know how it works around here. I don't think the crows did the killing before thinking the chickens did it. You know, chickens could be quite violent. You never know. They're all descendants of dinosaurs. It's called science. There are your doubts, Officer Ma. Since we've already allowed Mr. Shen to join in our investigations, let him do things his way. Thank you, Your Honor. If you fail us, I'll add obstruction of official duties to your list of crimes. Alright, alright. Alright. Ooh, we have new information. What's this? This obstruction of official duties. According to the new criminal code of the Qing Dynasty, the specific stipulations on the obstruction of official duties are any person who commits atrocities or coercion when an official is performing their duties shall be sentenced to a set term of imprisonment within the 4th degree. Serve detention or pay a fine of 300 yuan or less. The same applies to those who commit atrocities or coercion or use deception to influence officials to impose or remove certain sanctions or resign. Oh, damn. Alright, you think Judge Chen can give us anything new? No, nothing new. Alright, let's talk to Officer Ma. You're all over the place. You're not messing with the crime scene. I would never! I would never! I'm a detective! The crime scene's sacred! How dare you accuse me of such atrocities? Yeah, I'm a professional. In order to find out the truth, I would like Officer Ma to answer a few of my questions. Here we go. Dispute with Lope! Officer Ma, I heard that you once had a dispute with Lope. Could you... Oh, he drew his sword immediately. I've yet to confirm a suspect now. I also believe that Officer Ma has nothing to hide. Bet you heard this rumor from Yangtze, didn't you? Master Lo enjoyed drinking with me and talking about my past cases, you know, for source material. But Master Lo is always listening to me. He rarely talks about himself, so I got to asking. Only then did I know how hard it was to write stuff and what he had to deal with from his fame. I was drunk and riled up, drawing out my sword to ask the gods why they made Master Lo suffer! Wow. Dramatic. He was born to put all of his talent to writing books. Yangtze saw us when he came to deliver something, but I didn't know he would do me dirty like that. Me have a fight with Master Lo? Baloney! Alright, no, that's all I needed to know. Thank you. Alright, let's see if nothing to ask the nephew. Oops. Still getting used to the controls. Alright. Officer Ma tried to make light of the situation during our discussion. However, my intuition tells me that his connection with Lope is not as simple as he depicts. Alright, let's investigate again. There's nothing new here. I don't think there's anything new here. Seems we looked at everything. I'm not sure what to do now. According to the game, I have done everything that I could. After this wardrobe is locked, can you please... Oh, I accidentally, I can turn on auto. We're going to have Afu open the wardrobe for us. He's an expert on locks. Oh. What's this? We're lock picking. There we go! We did it! I have no idea what we're doing, but we did it. Alright, let's investigate the wardrobe. Looks like someone hid inside the wardrobe before. Petition boards removed, clothes piled, enough space for one to hide. Could it be that the murderer once hid inside this wardrobe? There's no rush to jump to conclusions. Let us first examine the scene carefully. These are all clean clothes. They are now piled up on one side. These clothes are compressed. The board couldn't compress the clothes alone. The strips of cloth over here. Could this be a clue? Take it out. Further examination. Let's take a look. It's a bunched up strip of cloth was probably used as a ribbon to tie up quilts. This ribbon is dirty in the middle. It seems to be smudged with dust. This quilt has traces of bindings. The ribbon most likely was removed from here. Why would someone remove the ribbon from a bundle quilt and stuff it inside the clothes? It's quite peculiar. We need to record the situation. Alright, we have a new clue. Oh, look at that! What could this possibly be? A wood chip! All the clothes are clean. I guess a piece of broke off from the partition board and landed there? I don't think so. The color and the texture of this wood chip differs from that of the partition board. It's from the door. It's from the door. I'm knowledgeable in wood. Let me take a look. It really is different. Let me smell it as well. Without a doubt, it's not the same material as the partition board. It came from the door. Explain your deduction. Camphor wood wardrobes can repel insects and leave a lasting fragrance on clothes stored within. However, this chip has no fragrance. It's brownish and hard. It seems more like pine wood. Would a pine wood chip appear in a wardrobe made of camphor wood? Worth noting! Need to keep an eye out for objects made from pine wood in this house. No need! I already have an item in mind. A new clue. This seems quite odd. Have you noticed something unusual? Look closely at the bottom of the wardrobe. The left side with clothes has collected dust. Yet the empty space to the right is unusually clean, as if it had just been wiped. And it seems like someone cleaned this place by standing in it. Let's go look at the door again. Alright, let's do some deductions. Peculiar wood chip. Why is the wood chip worth investigating? How's it connected to the case? Is it coming from something dirty to stick onto clothes? I don't think so, not in this case. The wood chip appears between two piles of clean clothes, so it is made of a different wood. That's the reason why I'm so interested. Hello, Muto! We're doing some investigation! Its relevance to the case depends on where it came from. It came from the door. Perhaps the wood chip came from this place. This wood chip fell from the door hatch. The material and texture is a perfect match with the door latch's fracture. Well done. This may just be the key to unlocking the truth. But very strange. How could a wood chip from the fracture of a door latch appear in a wardrobe? As the case gradually becomes clearer, the answer will come to light. Alright, let's take a look at the ribbon in the wardrobe. This ribbon is dirty in the middle. It must have been used in some way to leave such a smudge. Shan, do you think the murderer took the ribbon to bind your elope? It's a reasonable guess, however. There are no rope marks present on both Lope and me. Then again, this ribbon, I can't help but feel like I've seen it before. Where was it? When I arrived last night, I saw cloth strips hanging from the ceiling. Maybe Lope was strangled to death before he was stabbed? No, then there would have been strangulation marks around the corpse's neck. I wonder if the low pay we met last night was even low pay. It might have been his nephew in disguise. Mr. Shen, you've looked through this place. Should you explain your reasoning to the Lord? Quit wasting time if you ain't got a proper answer. Just let me arrest you. Wow, pushy! Making my deduction now? What do we do? There's still a lot of mysteries we haven't solved yet. We have already examined all the places that could be investigated within the courtyard. Even though the truth is yet to be clear, we need to discuss the case with Just Chang. We have more than enough. We have more than enough. Just Chang, I believe we're not able to discuss this case. Because here's the thing, right? This is my thought process. The rice cake knocks you out right away. If the person we met last night was really low pay, he's not going to eat the rice cake after you passed out. Right? Because he knows it's going to knock you out. Like, why would he knowingly eat it? The only reasonable explanation is the low pay we met last night wasn't low pay. Low pay was tied up in the wardrobe. And the person we met last night was the nephew, dressed up as the author. And we wouldn't know the difference because A, we never met them before, and B, they're related, so they must look similar when they're both wearing the mustache. Just saying. Just can't believe that we're not able to discuss the case. If so, you may begin. Alright, hang on, hold. Before we start solving the case, I'm gonna go get some ice cream. I'm gonna go get some ice cream. Why? Because I want some. I'm gonna be right back. Yeah, interesting, right, Chris K? Well, you've inspired me to get some ice cream, so I'm gonna be right back. We're gonna eat some ice cream while we solve this case. I have returned with my ice cream, with my butter pecan ice cream. Yummy. I just finished mine. Good, as you should. I have space for ice cream on my desk. I do. Okay. Ice cream. Let's save some here. Confirm. Okay. I rushed a little because I'm very excited to find what's going on. I want to know if I'm right. Deduction, the truth behind the locked room murder. When the deceased was discovered, this room was in a sealed-off state. The window cannot be opened, leaving us the front door locked from the inside. When the front door was reopened, the deceased and I were the only people inside the room. Was it always locked, though? I played Danganronpa too. You can't trick me. Under these circumstances, everyone, including myself, would instinctively believe that the murderer must be someone who is still within this room, which would be me. Hence, we have only neglected the possibility of a third person hiding inside this room. Alright then, tell me, where on earth would this third person be hiding? That would be the wardrobe. All the traces within the wardrobe show that someone was hiding inside it not long ago. There was another person in the room? Yeah, they've left by then. Mr. Shen, was the person hiding in the wardrobe the murderer? It was someone else. The person who hid inside the wardrobe was someone else. When I arrived last night, this wardrobe was already locked from the outside. If the person inside was the murderer, he would not have been able to get out by himself. The person inside the wardrobe was not the murderer. Who could have been it been? Last night, I was the one who latched the door. Theoretically, it is highly unlikely for anyone else to enter the scene after that. There were books piled under the bed and the wardrobe was locked. Nothing has changed. Evidence points to someone in the wardrobe, the only place to hide. A dead body. The bloodstains prove the third person, the actual murder, was present at the time of the crime. The person in the wardrobe was not the murderer, then it could only be the victim! See? If he just puts on a cap and put on a mustache, how would I know the difference? If the person hiding in the wardrobe was not the murderer, then it must have been Lo Pei, the victim. What a load of bull! Excuse me? Why would Master Lo hide inside his own wardrobe? Is he playing hide and seek? That is the only possibility left. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. Wow. I love that almost all detective games steal this line from Sherlock Holmes. But you know, you can't blame them. It's a good line. It's a good line. Mr. Shen, what is the reason for Lo Pei to hide inside the wardrobe? It was not of his own will. The cutscenes are kind of cool. The cutscenes are very like Danganronpa slash Persona 5. He did not hide inside the wardrobe of his own will. He was hid inside by someone else. The person hiding inside the wardrobe last time was Lo Pei, then who did you mean? That's the real question, isn't it? Didn't you just say that you only saw Lo Pei in the room when you hung the door latch? I believe that the person I saw in this room last night was not Lo Pei, but the actual murderer. When I arrived at Lo Pei's house last night, the candle inside was still lit. I really like butter pecan ice cream. Completely unrelated to the game. Sherlock the Master? To be fair, Sir Conan Doyle was the master. He's the one that wrote the book. but I had knocked on the door for quite some time before someone responded. Before opening the door, they even specifically tried to confirm we have ever met before. The person you met was not Lope. How couldn't you recognize the corpse this morning? Last night, he wore a hat and a mustache, had his back towards me, and the lights were dim. By then, the real Lope had eaten the dried rice cake and was moved inside the wardrobe. Just as I suspected! True, yeah. Just as I suspected. Well, you have just said this explain the presence of a third person within the room. Officer Ma, what do you reckon? These are all just speculations. You got any evidence that proves the person who was hiding inside the wardrobe was Master Lo? I'm going to present the ribbon. Are you saying that this can prove that Lope was inside the wardrobe last night? Oh, I chose the wrong evidence. Oh yeah, I need to. Oh, his hair. The autopsy report. That sounds like yummy ice cream focus. No. It's alright. I can eat ice cream and play game at the same time. This is the autopsy report from our initial investigations. It'll answer a lot of questions. Lope's hair smells of camphor wood, confirming he hid inside the wardrobe. How is that so? The camphor wardrobe repels insects and leaves a lasting fragrance on clothes stored within. Even if Lope's clothes catch the scent, his hair should not, unless Lope was inside the wardrobe and his head was against the petition board the entire time. Once you forget, Master Lo usually wears a hat. That could just be the scent from his hat. This hat has no scent. Coats and hats more frequently don't go in the wardrobe. Exactly. Why would it be in the wardrobe? He wears it all the time. Mr. Shen's deduction is indeed reasonable. I'm a reasonable man. What can I say? What else have you found on the deceased? Oh, funny you should ask. Look here, white glutinous rice powder on the collar of the deceased rice cake crumbs. This shows that, like I had, the deceased ate rice cakes that were laced with drugs. He was stabbed 3 times, yet the absence of defense wounds also proved this point. He wore a loose fake mustache, likely removed and reattached. Telling you it was the nephew. All the details above are able to be confirmed by my deduction. The Lope I met last night was actually impersonated by the murderer. What kind of person would dress up a Master Lo? About to find out. Mr. Shan's deduction does hold some truth. However, up until Officer Ma broke down the door, the room was locked from inside. How could the murderer walk out of that room when it was locked from the inside? The front door on the only exit, and the door latch can only be hung from inside the room. About that! Please have a look! This is the key evidence to solving the mystery of the door latch. Funny you should ask about the door. Funny you should ask about the door. This is a wood chip. That is correct. The key lies within this wood chip. The voice acting is quite good. I'm not gonna lie. I finished my ice cream, now I'm sad. That's okay, let's keep going. I don't get it. Ain't it normal for some stubble to fall from the partition board when moving it around? It's not the same kind of wood, bro! No, it is abnormal. The wood chip did not fall from the partition board. It appears on a pile of clean clothes. More importantly, the inner wardrobe is made of camphor wood. Yet this wood chip is pine wood. Alpha carefully checked and confirmed the wood chip matches the broken latch. Science! Well, in this case, more like, you know, logic, but science! This wood chip is a piece of stubble that flew off when the door latch was broken. As Officer Ma kicked in, the wardrobe's been cleanly locked until unlocked by Afu just now. This is extremely abnormal. That's strange. Why would the wood chip appear inside the wardrobe? The reason is unknown. I know why. I have yet to completely deduce what caused the wood chip to appear inside the wardrobe. However, this issue is insignificant at this stage. What we need to focus on is when the wood chip entered the wardrobe and what it uncovers. Mr. Shen, don't beat around the bush! Tell me now! What truth does it uncover? Simply put, the wood chip flew off with the broken door latch before the wardrobe was locked. Which means that when the door latch broke, the door of the wardrobe was still open. The most recent time we know of that the wardrobe doors were open should be before you woke up. Absolutely. That is correct. Then doesn't that mean... That means that before Officer Ma kicked open the door latch was already broken! In other words, this is not a locked room at all! This art is quite nice. This art is quite nice! I like! The hand was quite beautifully drawn. Alright, give everyone a moment. You're the best. Thank you, Afu. No wonder the door was so easy to kick open. I just thought it was shabby and old. Oh, everything makes sense now, Officer Ma! All contact leaves traces. The murderer's plan was flawed by a wood chip left in the wardrobe as incriminating evidence. Because they're just bad at this. This tiny wood chip not only exposed their cunning scheme. Oh, he opened his fan! Things are getting serious. But also allowed me to follow their footprints and deduce their true identity. Person who murdered Lope is... me saying this all along. The murderer of this case is you, Lo Shi Wen. I lie? How could I possibly kill my old uncle? Oh, glad you asked. Judge Chen, please try to frame me. Well, you believe that Lo Shi Wen is the murderer. Where is the evidence? The door latch was not broken when the door was kicked open, but broken beforehand. The so-called sealed-off state of the room was an illusion created by the murderer. He appeared to knock on the door, but he was just securing it from unwanted entry. Until Officer Ma kicked the door, that is when the murderer let go of the door. Because it should have been pretty obvious he could have entered at any time. Now that we know the latch is broken. Like, he's the only person that touched the door before the officer kicked it in. In this way, he could mislead everyone to believing that the door was locked from the inside. You have all been fooled by his performance. Oh, damn, you treacherous leech! Wait, what? It wasn't me? It wasn't you? Lo Shiwen, I will tell you this. You're the only person who believed your tricks were clever. That is because your scheme has a fatal weakness. What weakness? To ensure the success of your plan, you had to control the door at all times. Exactly, and he's the only one who's touched it. The hating ass nephew, that's right! It's because he was jelly. He was jelly. Through reverse deduction, I can be sure that. Lo Shiwen, you are the murderer. He's the only one who's touched the door before Officer Ma kicked it down. And we know that the latch was broken beforehand, so why couldn't he open the door? The only logical logical conclusion is that he knew that the door was unlocked. Lo Shiwen, is there anything you want to say at this point? He's a liar, deceiver, a fibster and a cheater, a phony and misleader. Well, damn, Loki rhymed. I have something to say. Okay. Mr. Shang, you made up a story and said a bunch of absurd theories. Did you really see it happen? Why in the world should we believe your words? In my opinion, you're the one who's fooling everyone. Then what evidence do you have for saying that? Look at him cracking. Yeah, not quite Ace Attorney level, but we're getting there. There's a clear and simple reason. I have no motive to murder my uncle. He got me. I barely had time to investigate. I have yet to infer the motive for the murder. Lopez, my uncle, my family by blood. Why would I want to kill him? What's more important is the problem between you and me. What? This is the first time we've ever met, am I right? That is correct. We have never met each other before. If we've never met, why would I go through the trouble of framing you by killing my own uncle? I couldn't possibly have known about your visit. How could I design a plot to frame you? No, but that was the problem. That was the problem. I interrupted you murdering your uncle. It was a coincidence that has surprised you in your act. Exactly. A coincidence? Didn't you just say that all of this was a plot that I had designed? Is it true that the two of you have never met? No, we met last night. That is correct. If that's the case, then Lo Shiwen indeed has no reason to frame you. No, we saw him yesterday. No, we've met before. Could you be mistaken? No. Opportunist. Shen's deduction has never been wrong. Dude, have you not figured this part out? Mr. Shen, come on! It was so obvious! Like one-sided statement? Where's the proof? Lo Shiwen also has a certain truth to his words. He had to frame me because I'm the only person who saw, quote-unquote, Mr. Lo alive in the room. Any further evidence to support your claim? Accusing him without proof is difficult and risks putting me in a tough spot if you're wrong. I'm not gonna read that. It's too much effort. Let's see. Not at the moment. Well, you don't have proof? You have no choice but to seize you and punish you all with torture. I managed to come so far in my deduction. Am I really gonna let him escape? Try to think hard. Could it be that we missed some kind of clue? Didn't you always say that you were really confident in your memory palace? Evidence that can be used to accuse Lo Shiwen must still be in this room. All contact leaves traces. The evidence is not non-existent, but instead undiscovered. All objects and all images settle in different locations sequentially. The manuscript is missing! The thing that was missing from the table was Lopez's manuscript. The one that he's holding. Ink on the inkstone has yet dried and one of the calligraphy brushes is not dried out either. It indicates someone was writing at the desk last night. It could have been Lope or Lo Shiwen who was impersonating Lope. The manuscript should have been left at the scene unless someone took it away. When was the manuscript taken away? I should have an impression of this matter. When investigating the desk, I felt strange. I need to grasp onto this feeling. That will be the case breaker, hidden inside my memory. I don't know what's going on. But we're going inside his memory palace! I remember now. I saw a manuscript on the desk when I first awoke. That's why I felt odd during investigation. This means that the manuscript was taken after I awoke. Someone concealed this clue during the investigation. Who was it? Why would they do this? The most likely person would be the murderer. However, there's still other possibilities. Oh damn! I'm gonna have a little Fight Club moment with myself. I'm gonna have a Fight Club moment with myself. Other possibilities. What's the probability of the emergence of other possibilities? Very low. Aside from the murderer, no one else on scene had the motive to conceal clues. So how do we treat these low probability events? Why am I having a Fight Club moment with myself? We temporarily exclude them from our hypothesis. I'm really busy right now. Could you go away? Wait, I was kind of joking about the Fight Club. Is this really a Fight Club? I'm helping you sort out your case. Great detective. Huh? Assuming the murderer hid the manuscript, this manuscript must be very important to them. What could be written in the manuscript? Their motive, key evidence, the last words, or was the manuscript itself valuable? There are too many possibilities. This is the question you're supposed to be asking. Why would something he risked taking away in broad daylight be left behind that night? It was altered. Could it be that the manuscript was altered after the murderer left the scene? Lope didn't die right away. After he regained consciousness, he left a dying message. Can't be no trace of movement. I agree. If this were the case, there would at least be bloodstains. I took the Fight Club reference as he's talking to himself. Maybe. Just the guys on the other side of him is obviously a little bit like more evil. We'll see. Don't complicate the problem. The truth is often simple and instinctive. Why would something he risked taking away? They forgot it at the scene. They forgot to take it. Although it sounds unbelievable, the murderer forgot something when they left the scene. Yeah, because he was writing in it when you got there. Upon returning, he recognized the manuscript's importance and took the risk of keeping it. I'm guessing the handwriting was different. This had to be a premeditated murder planned in advance to be able to achieve such coherency. The murderer is a very meticulous person. They also reorganized the crime scene. What kind of thing could they have forgotten? Are you sure that everything went according to the murder's plan? No, because you came along. That's right. There was one thing that the murderer could not have planned. For your arrival. Why is it taking so long for you to figure it out? Oh, it's not part of the murder's plan. My arrival. This is really cool, though. I really like the graphics of this part. Very cinematic. I don't know why it took us so long to figure out this part. Obviously, he could not have known that you were gonna come. Even Lo Shiwen himself said that he could not possibly have known of my arrival. However, he actually designed a locked room and framed me for this crime. The most unreasonable part of all of this is that I became a part of his murder plan. He had no choice because you came in when he was in the middle of his plan. What if you hadn't appeared then? they would have another plan. You interrupted their plan! Evidently, the murderer had another murder plan, which was his original plan. The murderer's plan was foiled by my surprise visit and insistence on meeting Lo Pei. Realizing I had never met Lo Pei, the killer improvised to pose himself as him to frame me. So what was the murderer's original plan? Falsify Lo Pei's suicide. He was in the middle of writing a suicide note. If I had not appeared, there would have been only Lo Pei's corpse. Evidently, the murderer's original plan was to make Lo Pei kill himself in the locked room. If the original plan was to falsify a suicide note, what could be hidden within the manuscript? The false suicide note we saw him writing the beginning of the game. It's clear to me now there must have been a suicide note at the scene. Mr. Shen, if you keep dawdling around, I'm gonna have to resort to violence. No, I have proof! Hold on. Judge Chen, Officer Ma, I am now aware of all of the murderous schemes. I, Shen Chuping, promise to uncover the truth! Hey, Shi Wen, want to show me the paper that's in your hands? Seeing how much this bothers you, I actually would like to give Mr. Shen another chance. Judge Chen is like, hey, you're acting awfully sus, so I'm gonna give this detective another chance to prove that you're sus. Mr. Shen, although I believe you are at the end of your rope, you may begin. Lo Shiwen and I are complete strangers, yet I became a crucial part of his scheme, because Lo Shiwen improvised his plan. His original plan was to falsify Lo Pei's suicide. Ooh, did that hurt? To falsify his suicide, yes. Mr. Shen, do you have any evidence? I believe the murderer accidentally left a forced suicide note here when he fled the scene. It was such a thing? Mr. Shen, how could you be so full of yourself at a time like this? Hey, you want to show me the paper in your hands? You found a suicide note, take it out for everyone to see then. It's in your hands! You really did force some kind of suicide note. I'm a cuff Lo Shu in an instant. Officer Ma, may I ask you a question? Go on then. When I first awoke, I remember seeing a piece of paper on the desk. Did you see it? Now that you mention it, I think there was. But then again, I don't remember that clearly either. Ouch, owie! Yeah, I was like, ah! That sounds like a stab right in you. Right in your kokoro where it hurts. But not because you're sad, but because you're guilty. Officer Ma, you have repeatedly stressed that no one is allowed to tamper with the crime scene. However, during investigations, the murderer secretly hid the note under your nose. Let us search the room again and find the suicide note. Mr. Shen, I advise you to stop stalling for time. Your ability to make up stories is even better than us novelists. You want to show me what's in your hand, Mr. Shiwen? Mr. Shen, I have already heard a handful of deductions today. Although your deductions sound quite reasonable, after all, they are just one-sided statements. I need to see solid evidence to settle this case. Since you claim that there is such a suicide note, you have the obligation to find it. I will give you one last chance to point out where exactly that suicide note you speak of is. Judge Shen, it's not a big difference between one chance or two chances, perhaps. It's alright. Give me one last chance is what Mr. Shen said himself just now. Isn't it obvious where it is? One chance is more than enough? Hey, why? You know what? So, Mr. Shen, please point it out. At times like this, there's no choice but to take a gamble. There's only one place we haven't searched. The suicide note is hidden right here. Evidently, it is hidden on your person. I'm lying? Officer Ma and I both searched inside and outside this house, but no note was found. Funny how you're carrying a book conveniently. The only possibility is that the forced suicide note is on your person. Zhao Chen, does Shen Chuping wants to search my body without any clear evidence? I'm a scholar of Gui Mao Year. I don't kneel before officials. Well, if it is necessary to make myself more clear, this is the exact location. Isn't it obvious to everybody that it's in the book that in his hand? How could that possibly be hidden on me? The manuscript missing should be the book that you have been holding this entire time. The forced suicide note must be hidden within it. That's not what. Show it to me! Hand it over! Officer Ma, take that book for examination. Lo Shiwen, stay where you are and don't you dare move! Hand over the book! But damn, he brought out the sword! Is it not obvious? The fact that he refuses to give you the book! The fact that he refuses to give us the book is evidence enough! There actually was a piece of paper folded in here. I inked a pact with death. Awaited his arrival patiently. Tonight he finally knocked on my door. I trouble my last of kin, Lo Shiwen, to handle my affairs. Please keep matters simple. See? It was about the money. It was about the money. An accurate foretelling, Mr. Shen. This is indeed a suicide note. And you doubt me? Lo Shiwen, you ungrateful little bastard! Couldn't have put the words better myself. Master Lo treated you with love and care. How could you do something like this to him? I'm gonna sharpen my sword with the head of yours if that's the last thing I do. Oh, damn. He really is quite sword happy. That's nonsense. He's the one who let me down? So Lo Shiwen, are you admitting that you killed Lo Pei? Slander, lies. It wasn't me. Lo Shiwen, no matter the circumstances, murder was not an option, nor was framing the innocent. He blinks. He's silent. Mr. Shen, could you recall a sequence of events in this entire case for me? Sure. The initial plan was to drag Lo Pei and use the ribbon in the wardrobe to kill him. Oh, to hang him. I see. That's why it was in the ceiling. By using the door latch, he could create an illusion of Lo Pei hanging himself in a locked room. However, during his act of murder, I arrived unexpectedly, insisting on meeting with Lo Pei. Therefore, his only option was to improvise his plan and frame Shen for the murder. Lo Shiwen drugged me, killed Lo Pei, and framed me by placing the dagger in my hand. Oh, the coat is gone because it's covered in blood. He thereupon broke the door latch according to the original plan to create a locked room. Not knowing that justice has long arms, how could murder in reality be the same as the imagination of committing crimes in novels? That depends on how detail-oriented you are, Shen. Depends on how detail-oriented you are. The deceased bled profusely and also took longer than he expected to set up the scene. Should have become a scientist. As he was in a hurry, there were many loopholes. Loopholes? What loopholes? When he broke the door latch, he did not notice the wood chip that flew into his sleeves. He had no time to reorganize the wardrobe and simply stuffed the ribbon into the clothes pile. Without noticing, the wood chip slipped out from his sleeves and was left in the locked wardrobe. The most fatal one was that he actually forgot to take the suicide note with him. So he took away the manuscript from the table and hid the note in it. Am I mistaken, Lo Shiwen? You're the culprit who murdered Lo Pei! Yeah, sneaky little bastard. None of you truly understand. That's mine. It belongs to me. All of this is mine. Maybe he's the real author. How could this? No way. Oh, he faints. Look at this punk. He just fainted. Mr. Shen, your performance has impressed me deeply. You're welcome. You're welcome. Not only were you able to clear your name, you also uncovered the culprit. That's what I do. It's also not my first rodeo being accused and having to exonerate myself. I've done it once or twice in other detective games. Extraordinary. Thank you. However, I still have a glimmer of doubt. Pray tell, Your Honor. The handwriting in the suicide note and Lopez's manuscript is strikingly similar. Lo Shiwen has not confessed and his motive is not clear. This case faces many variables. I'm wondering if he was the ghostwriter for his uncle. In order for this to become an ironclad case, more evidence needs to be found. Am I correct? Yes, that's right. What do you reckon, Mr. Shen? Lo Shiwen wore Lopez's coat when he was impersonating him. That coat is missing. He probably took the coat when he first left the scene. He must have a compelling reason. What reason is that? I suspect it was stained with the victim's blood. The drugged rice cake was as well. Lo Shiwen must have taken them away. S rank? Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. You didn't have much time to deal with these items, so they could still be hidden somewhere. Well, my first clue was the fact that he was the only one that touched the door. Officer Ma, what do you reckon? If we find out that Lo Shiwen is hiding a bloodstained coat, then the case is closed. I'll send people out to search for it right away! You do that, detective. Officer. What's left of the matter is all procedural. You have suffered injustice today, Mr. Shen. Let's leave this place together. Oh, thank you. Achievement unlocked! Solved case number 1, unexpected misfortune. That was fun! That was fun! Shen, you don't seem particularly happy even though the case is closed. Like, he didn't get the information he wanted, so... Is it because you still haven't figured out the motive? No, I think I know what the motive is. Don't worry about it. We'll just go and ask Lo Shiwen after he wakes up. Alpha, do you still remember the reason why I came to visit Lopez? For the investigation of the unsolved case of Shen's brother in London 3 years ago. Oh, that's my brother? I see. Me brother has been murdered. You said that Lopez's novel was related to the unsolved case of your brother. That was fun. Yeah, that was only the first case. We have more cases. I think there's like 4 or 5 chapters to this game. Oh, so the dead body we saw in the beginning was the brother. Due to the particularity of the location of the crime, Scotland Yard ordered secrecy. Including me, perhaps no more than 5 people have been exposed to the details of the case. Oh, that's a horrifying way to die. Stabbed to a chair? Recently, I stumbled upon new detective fiction published in the Shanghai News. Is it the confirmed room mystery written by Lopez? That is correct. A novelist living in rural Hunan could not possibly have connections to the London case. What was eerie about this matter was... Could it be that... The details of the crimes written in Lopez's novels are exactly the same as that case. Now that Lopez is dead, we've lost another lead. I don't think Lopez wrote those novels. Sweet, let's go. Yeah, we got some fun times ahead of us. Our only hope is Lo Shiwen. Perhaps he will know of something, but he's still unconscious. That's the case. Why don't we go grab some breakfast? No, you're not wrong. We should eat first. Let me tell you something, Shen. I walked past this food store earlier. The fermented bean curd they were selling smelled really yummy. Oh. Is 9 p.m. too late for more ice cream? I think not. It's never too late for ice cream. Ice cream is a food for all times of the day. Case number 1 closed. Right. That was a good start. A few hours later. The air outside is indeed much better. Shan, let's go and have some sweet fried dough twists. Didn't you just promise Judge Chang to help him find the coat? Yeah. We need to go find Lopez's coat, bro. Officer Ma, you needn't arrange for soldiers to search anymore. I just want to find a reason to go out for a walk. We waited in the court all morning. Lo Shiwen still hasn't awakened. It's really boring. The judge asked, how will you explain yourself? Well, I count on you. I didn't agree to help. I suddenly lost the mood to look for delicious food. Are you coming or not? Where? Lo Shiwen's house. It was his first crime. There might be clues. Come up with the directions so clearly. I mean, it's pretty obvious that his, you know, his house is the first place we should search. But, you know, that's just me. What's this? Privileges of cultivated talents. A scholar who has passed the county level imperial examination is known as a cultivated talent. Compared to the general public, they have certain privileges. One, cultivated talents are able to write a letter of request when they need to report something to local authorities, whilst the general public could only write a petition. 2, when facing a magistrate, cultivated talents fold their hands in front and bow as a courtesy instead of kneeling. Local authorities were not allowed to punish them at all. 3, the general public could not address cultivated talents by their names and had to greet them as my lord. The front door of the cultivated talents house was 3 inches taller than others. Oh, details. Cultivated talents were exempt from partial taxes as well as statute labor. I see. Alright, let's shoot your outfit. This one. This is so fancy. There we go. Now that I'm no longer a suspect. This is the courtroom. There'll be no admittance. I see. Thank you, gate soldiers. This is not the direction to Lo Shiwen's house. But I want to talk to the guy with the book on his head. No? Fine. A ranking list. It's a circle drawn on this paper. There are so many words written on it. Seems to be a pass list of the candidates' examination. I'm not sure why it's here though. I see. All these people on the list are scholars? The candidate examination is divided into county level, prefectural level, and academy level. This list is for the county level examination. But what? Nothing. What do you mean nothing? What do you mean nothing? You said but. Are they talking about they're gossiping? Oh, what's this? More knowledge. The candidate examination, or Tongxi, is the primary level examination in the imperial examination system. It consists of 3 levels of examination: county, prefecture, and academy. After each examination, the examinee's number is announced in the form of a circle. The first examinee's number is raised by 1 character and located at the highest point of the circle center. Other numbers are arranged counterclockwise. The center of the circle is written with a red zhong character, which is a long vertical line and a short horizontal line, like the beginning of the character Gui, which means auspicious. I see. Makino bamboo. After carbonization, this type of bamboo can be used to make excellent filaments for lamps. I see. This game is so cool. I love the hand-drawn storybook detail. Is this Lo Shumen's house? That's correct. Let's go investigate. Hello, Soja-chan. Afsama has issued an order that no one's allowed to enter. Do you remember us? We're the detectives who solved the low-pay case this morning. I remember you're the accomplice! Accomplice is not allowed to enter. We were entrusted by Judge Chang to search for evidence. Please let us in. Alright, go in then. Oh, thank you. He takes so little convincing. Lord has instructed if it's Detective Shen's investigating the case, we should cooperate. Oh, so you remember who I am. Thank you. Very kind of you. Enter his house, I shall. It's quite hot. Not only is it hot, but it's also very stuffy. It's just the beginning of autumn. Why did he start to burn charcoal? Does Lo Shun have a weak body, needing to cover himself with a coat even in the hot summer? Afu, do not make assumptions. Let's finish the search as soon as possible and leave quickly. Accomplice for real? I know. Alright, let's start here. Bed. A wooden bed! Judging from the color of the wood, it has been around for quite some years. Newspaper on the floor. There's a newspaper on the ground. This is the report about low pay. But face of both people in the photo were repeatedly punctured. This should be an act of venting anger. How much resentment must have been in Lo Shiwen's heart? I'm guessing Lo Shiwen's the one who actually wrote the book. But the editor probably thought that low pay was more marketable. What's with the wall? I think there was probably a painting here at one point. This wall is a bit strange. This blank space on the wall seems to be cleaner than the rest. Can you analyze the possible reasons for it? Something was probably hanging there at one point, but was taken down. There used to be calligraphy or a painting hanging on it, but it was recently taken down. Exactly. Yeah. I want to get into this wardrobe, but apparently they don't want to investigate the wardrobe. Food box on the table. Isn't this a delivery food box from Cal Snacks? The snack shop is quite famous locally. Let me see what delicious food is in the food box. Probably rice cakes laced with drugs. Afu, don't touch other people's belongings without permission. Anyway, Lo Shun won't be back. What a pity to let it go to waste. I'll take care of it instead. Probably rice cake. Oh, basket of steamed buns. They're all mine. It's so hot here. These buns have stayed here for 6 hours. Be careful, they might be spoiled. Don't worry, it's not spoiled. These steamed buns are incredibly delicious. Is it okay for him to eat evidence like that? Top shelf. The Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes, The Adventure of the Navy Treaty, and a Case of Identity. These are detective novels? Would you like some drug cakes, sir? For real? Translations of the Sherlock Holmes series written by Arthur Conan Doyle. Jen, don't you think the middle of the bookshelf feels particularly empty? Judging from the imprints on the partition, there used to be some ceramic vessels in the middle of the bookshelf, but they are now gone. Bottom shelf! I wonder what's in this cabinet. Let's open it and see. Many crumpled papers are falling out. Let's see what is written inside. 30 minutes later. killer attacked someone with a rod, but it rebounded and knocked himself unconscious. So the victim turned into the killer and the killer turned into the victim. And it appears that all the crumpled papers in this cabinet are discarded novel manuscripts. Very likely indeed. I didn't expect that Lo Shiwen was actually writing novels. I think he was the actual author. Shen, what do you think of his writing? His ideas are unique, but his writing techniques are not yet mature enough. Is writing technique important? Oh. So maybe Lope did write the books. But Lo Shiwen came up with the actual ideas that make the story interesting. Certainly, if one only has ideas without proper techniques, it is hard to create a good story. Clearly, Lo Shiwen was not satisfied with his own writing either. Having crumpled them into paper balls, yet not wanting to discard them. Indeed, Lo Shiwen's life seems rather awkward. Seems that someone is helping Lo Shiwen improve his writing techniques. These few sheets of paper all have notes written in a delicate and elegant handwriting, probably the editor. Middle shelf. Shen, there are some pills in this bottle. Could they be a knockout drug? Let's take a look. Smoking cessation pills. Does Lo Shiwen smoke opium too? That's highly possible. Alright, well, we found some drugs. Don't know what that means. What's over here? Desk! There's some indentations on this paper that looks like handwriting. See, these are traces left by a fountain pen. Someone used a fountain pen on the table to write something. The paper with the written words has already been taken. Who is depicted in this portrait? It's Moriarty, the criminal mastermind from the Sherlock Holmes series. Lo Shiwen hung the portrait of the criminal mastermind here so he could see him while writing. Seems like he admires him quite a bit. No wonder he became a murderer? That's a little quick. What's this? Arthur Conan Doyle. Conan Tao, the translated name for Arthur Conan Doyle, the author of the stories of Sherlock Holmes. As one of the most significant authors in the history of detective fiction, Conan Doyle originally pursued a career in medicine. After graduating, he opened a private clinic, which unfortunately did not attract many patients. Instead, the novels he wrote in his spare time gained immense popularity. Besides the stories of Sherlock Holmes, he also wrote novels in genres including romance, science fiction, and historical fiction. I did not know that. Molitai, the translated name for Professor James Moriarty, the famous villain in the stories of Sherlock Holmes. He was dubbed the Napoleon of crime, outwardly a university mathematics professor with a respectable reputation, secretly head of a global criminal organization, masterminding half of the crimes in London. The inspiration for this character is widely believed to have been drawn from Adam Worth, a notorious criminal of the 19th century. Ooh, the wardrobe! The wardrobe! The wardrobe is locked. Padlock on top is similar to the one at Lope's house. Shen, should I try to pry it open? Absolutely, I've been waiting for this. Knowledge is power, that's right. History lesson! Yes, Johnny, I'm learning a lot playing this game. I'm learning a lot, I'm being educated, and I like that. This game is cool. Yeah, I like it, it's fun. I like how the aesthetics is slightly different from other games we played. I like the storybook aesthetics, in case you guys can tell. And the story's quite good. Alright. Let me attempt to open this. I know you can technically skip this, but I don't want to. Bam! Got so good at picking locks. It's the editor lady! Lady in the Wardrobe! Chapter 2. The ghost lying in the wardrobe? Yo, we've unlocked it, the second case! Oh, Johnny. You're just in time! Just in time. It's a female body and she has been dead for some time. Did we see her last night? We did. Mr. Shen, I think I heard someone screaming inside the house. Hello, Soldier Chen! I found a dead body! Yeah, another body. Yes, somebody died. Could it be Lo Shiwen again? Soldier, let's not rush to conclusions. Allow us to examine the body first. Alright. Let's do a quick autopsy. Shen, this is the girl we encountered by the creek last night. I also saw her photo in the newspaper. According to that article, her name is Liu Pi Chen, editor at the Golden Words Publishing House. She was a long-term partner of Lo Pei. She was responsible for editing all of his books. How did Miss Liu die? We can only determine that after a thorough examination of the body. Alright, here we go. The deceased's face is noticeably bruised and swollen with a bluish-purple color. It's probably caused by strangulation of the neck and obstruction of blood flow. Alright. Got some details, got some info. Her jaw joint, neck muscles, upper limb muscles, and leg joints are all exhibiting rigor mortis. Rigor mortis has spread throughout the whole body, no signs of relaxation yet. Blood foam in the corner of her mouth. There's also white powder on lips. The white powder looks somewhat familiar. Poison rice cakes, anyone? There's a smell of rice. It is crumbs from a rice cake. Could it be that this girl like you ate a rice cake with knockout drags? It's possible. Alright, what else has we got? Liver mortis was found on the wrist of the body. Abrasions and contusions on the fingertips with minor subcutaneous bleeding. I don't even know what that word means. Not gonna lie, I'm starting to see a trend of mystery detective games. I'm all for it. I've always played mystery detective games on my channel. I like them. They're my favorite genre. My favorite genre. Fingernails and surrounding skin damage, possibly from scratching or clawing. Yum yum devil cakes! I guess that's what we should be calling them now. Common defensive wounds is in strangulation cases, suggesting victims struggled before death. Alright, so she has some resistance wounds. Liver mortis is present at the ankles. There's still stiffness present in the toe joints. Lividity and ankles. Oh, is that what liver mortis mean? Lividity, okay. Will be tied up. I don't think the autopsy's done yet. I don't know what I missed. Oh, neck! There's a deep red mark below the throat with localized discoloration and epidermal peeling. It seems to be symptoms of fractured laryngeal cartilage, so she was strangled from behind. This is a fatal injury. She was strangled to death. The strangulation marks is thick, long, no signs of finger pressure or crescent-shaped nail marks. It shows a weapon was used. The murderer may have used a rod-like object to strangle the victim. What is this? Oh, bamboo? I'm guessing she'll strangle with bamboo. There was 2 vertical marks evenly distributed on the surface. This needs to be documented separately. Next, strangulation marks. Weapon is a rod with 2 vertical marks. It's bamboo. I can't. I'm not. I promise I've never played the game before. It's just because Afu mentioned bamboos as we were trying to cross the bridge earlier. So immediately I drew connections. How are the results of the investigation? The girl in the wardrobe was strangled by a blunt weapon. Time of her death? Her body shows total rigor mortis with no signs of relaxation. The finger and toe joints are stiff. Preliminary assessment indicates that the victim was killed approximately 14 hours ago. Or later. Maybe that's why the room was so hot. The time of death can be influenced by various factors. My judgment may not be precise. It would be advisable to have a coroner conduct further examination for a more accurate analysis. It's good that she did not die during my shift. I wonder when you came on duty, was there anyone else who rotated shifts with you? Afternoon, not long before I came on duty, Officer Ma assigned only me to guard. It's currently 2 p.m., which means you arrived less than 2 hours ago. Seems that you have limited information as well. And what should I do next? It's a murder case. Go and report to Judge Chen right away. What should we do next? We need to reinvestigate this room from the perspective of a crime scene. For example, the charcoal pot! It's really hot in this room. I'll extinguish the charcoal brazier. Hello, Mr. 2! Welcome in! We found another dead body! Fun times! Fun times! Jen, look, this is partially burnt fabric, isn't it? This is silk. From its color and pattern, it looks the same. Looks the same type of fabric as Lopei's lost coat. Could this be the blood-stained coat we have been looking for? Lo Xian was wearing that overcoat when he disguised himself as Lopei. The fabric is quite distinctive, so I don't think I could mistakenly identify it. Seems that Lo Xian used that charcoal brazier to burn the evidence. It's a possibility of that. Alright, we got some new clues. Although there remain only fragments, these should be enough to report to Judge Chang. Alright. Let's see what new things we have learned so far. Mr. Shenshen literally means the one who is born first in Chinese, but has extended to become a respectful term for a knowledgeable person regardless of gender. In the Book of Rituals, it is mentioned when you meet a Shenshen, you should not go beyond the road to engage in conversation with others, which reverts to addressing a teacher as Shenshen. Additionally, this term has been used to address male spouses, officials, accountants, Taoist priests, and others. In modern times, influenced by the English word Mr., Shenshen has begun to be used as a term of respect for males. This is a whole ass history lesson we're getting here. Rigor mortis. Rigor mortis refers to the phenomenon of muscle rigidity and contracture after death. It usually begins to appear 1 to 3 hours after death and spreads from the masseter muscle to the entire body. The degree of rigor mortis can be used to determine the time of death, but factors such as external temperature and the physical condition of the deceased needs to be considered. Liver mortis. Liver mortis refers to the visible purple-red bruises formed by the cessation of blood circulation and accumulation of blood in the lower parts of the body after death. Time, pressure, and cause of death can all affect the shape and color of liver mortis. The liver mortis can be used to determine the time of death, the posture of death, and whether there have been any changes in the state of the body. Joint stiffness. Joint stiffness refers to the gradual stiffening and contraction of muscles after an organism's death, resulting in the fixation of finger and toe joints, making them difficult to bend or flex freely. This condition typically indicates that death occurs at least 9 to 12 hours prior. Wow. Learning more about crime scene investigation than your local community college. Yeah, the crew is here! Chris King, Mr. and Johnny. Alright, let's take a look at the floor. I found crucial evidence. Like what? Footprints. They must have been left by the murderer. I bet you take this opportunity to review the method of footprint analysis. Oh, you mentioned a proportional relationship between height and barefoot length. Footprint size is an equal barefoot length. We should consider shoe type and features. By subtracting inner and outer differences and allowing for space, you can get the barefoot length. Lastly, multiply the length of the barefoot by 7. Then you can roughly estimate the height of the murderer. You remember, wow, so what's the answer? There are 2 murderers. The souls are respectively of wave pattern and swastika. What? Huh? I carved a swastika pattern soul for myself a few days ago. My shoe soles has a wave pattern. Oh, it's the, it's the 2 of them. After all that, it turns out to be our own footprints. Finding clues is really difficult, isn't it? All contact leaves traces. This principle applies to detectives as well. When we focus on finding the murderer, we tend to ignore our presence at the crime scene. Today, I must regain my dignity. I'm going to investigate every footprint in the house. Alright, you go do that. 30 minutes later! He works fast! He works fast! After searching the entire room, the only footprint I found were mine and yours. Afu, please record this in the case file. That's important all in itself. Why is there no one else's footprints? Sometimes the absence of evidence can be just as important as the presence of evidence. Exactly. Why was there no footprints? Someone wipe it away on purpose? Newspaper on the floor. There's a report about low pay in the newspaper. The face of both people in the photo were punctured. This should be an act of venting anger. Nothing new on that. Marks on the wall! Do you think the marks on the wall are related to this murder case? Cannot determine any direct connection at the moment, but it's also possible that there is an indirect connection. I'll also take a note of it. Thank you. Afu is very useful. He's making notes for me. Food box on the table. By the way, yeah? How did you know that the steamed buns were delivered 6 hours ago? It was written on the note next to the box. The 21st, 7:45 a.m. at the end of the alley of Lowe's house. It was approximately 6 hours ago. New clue! If I'd known something like this would happen, I definitely wouldn't have eaten those buns. You never should have in the first place. This is a crime scene! How was the taste of the steamed buns at the crime scene? They were delicious, not spoiled at all. Now, isn't that something interesting? There are many detective novels on the bookshelf, including several translated versions. The Sherlock Holmes series. Furthermore, judging from the imprints on the partition, there used to be some ceramic vases in the middle of the bookshelf, but they are now gone. Why is that? The cabinet is filled with crumbled, discarded manuscripts. Clearly, Lo Shiwen is not satisfied with his own writing. But recently, someone has been helping him practice writing techniques. Desk. The more I think, the more suspicious it is. The words on the paper must be related to the case. It would be great if we could recover the words from the paper. It's not difficult, you just need to use this. Wait, what? I need something to dust the paper. So we'll come back to that. Let's look at the portrait on the wall. It's Moriarty, the criminal mastermind from the Sherlock Holmes series. Seems like Lo Shiwen admires his tech quite a bit. Alright, this is nothing new. Alright, this is the wooden bed. Making sure I've got all the evidence. Okay. We use the charcoal. Perhaps we could apply charcoal to the paper, then the temptations can be made visible. Yes. Yes. Learned this from somewhere, I don't know where though. Alright. Oh, where did my mouse go? Okay, it's basically about how Lopez lying to everyone. Okay, so he did right. He's saying like she wrote the actual book. Lopez lying. Something about editing. Okay. The words appear. Take a look and see what it says. Books were written by Lo Shiwen, inadequate. Lopez deceived us. Editor responsible. Final ultimatum. If not reported, extraordinary measures never tolerate. Well, I was right about the books. Many words do not come through clearly. It's fragmented and intermittent. The text is not complete, but it should be the second half of a letter. Seems that Lo Shiwen is accusing Lopez of plagiarizing his book. See, it's understandable why Lo Shiwen would react that way when being accused. Lo Shiwen also mentioned that the editor had responsibility. Isn't Lopez's editor Liu P. Chan? Is this the reason why Lo Shiwen killed her? It is still difficult to make any conclusions now. After another 30 minutes. The house has been searched thoroughly. What should we do next? Miss Liu was murdered 14 hours ago. The murder occurred around midnight, so not long after I arrived at Lopez's house. I don't think so. With the heat? Temperature? Okay, the colder it is, when it's colder, it extends the window. Because it holds the... freezing the body slows down deterioration. When it's hot, it speeds up the process. So she probably died later than we think she did. It's highly possible that you and I were the last people to see her. For last night, you were in town. Did you notice anything unusual? She's probably looking for food. After we separated, I went to find the blacksmith Chang Ta. Then I watched him forge iron all night at the blacksmith workshop. Finally, we prepared all the repair parts I needed. Anything related to the murder case? I really didn't pay attention. I don't think she died 14 hours ago. If the room was hot, she probably died a lot later than 14 hours ago. Decomp, exactly. Heat speeds up decomp, while cold slows it down. Let's go and ask others in town. There might be eyewitnesses. Well, it's worth a try. It's unlikely to have eyewitnesses since the case happened late at night. Daytime may offer a better chance to find witnesses. Wasn't that case supposed to have happened at night? The reason for doing so was revealed to me by the box of steamed buns. The presence of that box inside the house contradicts a certain clue at the scene. Box of meat buns delivered to Lo Shiwen's house at 7:45 p.m. Afu said they were fresh and tasty. Six hours ago? I'm really confused by what he's trying to say. I don't know what he's trying to say. I think I get what he said. Oh, there's no other footprints in the house. There's no other footprints in the house. It doesn't make any sense because the buns were delivered. Someone brought the steamed buns into the house. There were no footprints left behind. This is obviously abnormal. Okay, that's what he was getting at. I knew it had something with time. I just didn't know how to prove it. Things he's trying to imply the murder was not at the time it claimed. No, that is true. He is saying that. The proof is So if someone delivered the buns at 6 a.m., they would have left footprints, but the footprints were white. Which means that someone came and cleaned up the scene after the buns were delivered. So she was probably killed later than the rigor mortis suggests, because of how hot the room was. Are you suggesting that someone cleaned up the footprint at the crime scene? I mean, yeah, I was like, how would they disappear? It could be the box deliverer or someone else who entered and left after him. Whoever it is, this person is undoubtedly closely related to the case. Indeed, otherwise there would be no need for him to clean up the footprints at the scene. More than just footprints were cleaned up. Although no signs of a fight were found inside the house, the victim had defensive wounds. Those fighting traces might have been cleaned up as well. Probably why the painting was missing on the wall. It's highly possible that the murder weapon was also taken away by them. That's right. Let's go and find this person right away. Perhaps we would first visit the cow snack stall. I want to buy some snacks. Honestly. Mood. Eating is not the top priority after all. I want to find out what happened to Miss Liu last night. Why was she crying so broken-hearted, and how did she become like this by this morning? Auntie Vu, this is the scene of the crime. It's really hot in this house, isn't it? The coroner is here, and it is an elderly lady. What are we doing here? We discovered the body. We're investigating the crime scene. How dare you? Mr. Shan is overly involved in a matter that should be handled by the officials. Alpha and I discovered the body in the wardrobe, so I couldn't just stand by and do nothing. It's not even possible to stand by. Who knows if Officer Ma might consider us suspects. If you're truly innocent, I will not accuse you wrongly. You have accused me wrongly before. Auntie Vu and I are going to investigate the crime scene. Alright, we got kicked out. Mr. Shan, please leave quickly. If Officer Ma sees you, he'd draw his sword again. I see. I have a few questions for you, soldier. I'll leave after asking. Okay, go ahead. Any suspects? Have you seen anyone suspicious? Everything is normal, except... Old Chow. He was wandering around early in the morning. Is it an old man dressed as a scholar? Yes, he's an old scholar! Let's go and ask him. Why is he mad with Betta's job, or what is he hiding? I think he's just mad that we touched the crime scene without him present. The seal on the door. Is the seal on the door pasted by you? Yes, it's me. You remember the exact time when you put up on seals? I arrived at noon and first went to post the notice on the wall. I stayed for 15 minutes. Then I came here to put the seals and stand guard. Alright, soldier's testimony. At noon, I helped post the list and then came here to guard noticing no suspicious individuals. About Lo Shiwen. You know anything about Lo Shiwen? Lo Shiwen is a lazy bone. He's ungrateful and vicious. No wonder everyone dislikes him. Ungrateful and vicious. Lo Pei treated Lo Shiwen well. Lo Shiwen doesn't work usually. Lo Pei provides him with food and clothes and a place to live in. To be fair, Lo Pei also stole all of his ideas from books, so you know. Did Lo Pei do this because his articles were actually written by Lo Shiwen? Lo Pei is a great writer. He's the pride of our Pero town. Even children don't bother to read what Lo Shiwen writes. Alright, that's it for now. Thank you. Alright, I've got some evidence. Alright, let's go into... Let's talk about the stuff that we found. So, reappearance of the rice cake. The crumbs on her mouth suggest that she had also eaten the rice cake. In theory, that's correct. It seems the method in both cases is similar first, incapacitation than the killing. Well, we're assuming she also ate drunk rice cakes. What if she didn't? What if she ate normal rice cakes? Her hands show clear signs of defensive wounds, indicating that she struggled before death. Exactly. This is different from Lope's situation. Does that mean she didn't actually eat the rice cake? Or she ate a different set of rice cakes? Yeah, the rice cake she ate didn't contain any drugs. Or she was strangled after regaining consciousness. Or possible. At least the victim was not strangled while in a state of unconsciousness. The role of the rice cake in this case needs further investigation. Yeah, Muto, we're studying hard. We're studying our evidence hard. These vertical marks look like some sort of decorative pattern on a rod. What kind of rod has such vertical marks on it? Bamboo sticks. I can't think of anything right now either. During the investigation, we need to pay special attention. Alright. The accusatory letter. Did you notice a peculiar symbol at the signature of the letter? I noticed it too. For now, we're still not sure what it represents. We need to find more clues. I have an inkling. Crime scene cleaner. How should we locate the person who cleaned up the scene? Let's visit the town and inquire. There might be valuable information. The buns were delivered to Lo Shiwen's at 7:45 a.m. A soldier arrived to guard the door 2 hours before, which is at noon. The suspect must have entered and left the house during this time period. During the daytime, between 7:45 and noon, there's also a higher probability of witnesses. Alright, Liu Pei Chen's social relationships. During our inquiries in the town, is it necessary for us to focus on understanding Miss Liu's interpersonal relationships as well? You're right, that is a good starting point. Golden Word's publishing house is in Yangtze, and Miss Liu doesn't seem to be a local person either. Her interpersonal relationships here should be relatively simple. There's a chance to find someone with a motive for murder. Alright, now we have some actions we have to take. See if there's anything new. Nothing new from the soldier. Can I not talk to this person? See? Bamboos! Right there! Right there! The indentation marks! I see it. I see it. The green fish looks so beautiful. This type of fish is called Bangana decora, and is a unique species found in the Hunan province. Sounds delicious. It would be great to have a fishing rod. You still want to eat fish in? I just want to go fishing. Wow. He's quite boomer, isn't he? He's very boomer coded. Let's investigate the case first. You know, you can tell he thought about, he contemplated whether or not he should go fishing right now. Dry well. This is a dry well, and there are many ants around the edge. Lope's house. The door of Lope's house is tightly locked. There's seals on the door. You know there's ways to remove the seal? These type of seals and then reseal it, making it look like it was never sealed. Because these are just paper with glue on them. You know, if you wet something, if you're careful enough, you can remove them and reapply them without anyone the wiser. How do I know this? I watch TV. Let's talk to this old scholar. Hello, sir. Alas, my heart is burdened with sorrow and worry. Have you seen any suspicious individuals around here? I lament that my heart's desire remain unfulfilled. I have no words to express my sorrow. Alright, this old scholar is, living his own world. He's troubled by something. He's not in the mood to talk until he solves it. What has been troubling you? I'm sad and worried, as if a thorn is stuck in my throat. I look up at the roof and sighed, alas. Looking up the roof and signing? My admission tickets on Thatcher's Louis. Oh, he wants a piece of paper on top. I see it. Wind bullies me because I seem old and weak. What the old scholar meant to say is, the wind swept his admission ticket onto the roof? Yes. You learn fast. Seems that you have started talking his way. Just a joke. We'll find a way to help you get your admission ticket back. After that, could you please tell us all you have seen in the vicinity? I'll repay you for your great kindness. Alright. Honestly, if you tell me you committed a murder just using what you saw in crime dramas, I would believe you, Eri. The thing about committing crime is that it is almost impossible not to leave evidence behind. But more importantly, all you need to take away is no body, no crime. So the only thing you really need to get rid of is the body. And the murder weapon. Once you get rid of those two, it's almost impossible to charge you with murder. I learned that from Bones. There's a ladder here, but it's already damaged. Only I had brought my invention, the robot hand, I could easily grab things within reach. Long distance water cannon quench immediate thirst. My brilliant inventor. Well, it is more practical to repair the ladder. The ladder is missing a crossbeam. We need to find suitable materials to replace it. Alright, we're on a quest now. Bamboos can be used to repair the ladder. Uncle, we are detectives helping investigating cases. Can you cut off a section of bamboo for us? We can use it as a beam of the ladder. As beam? No, beam! The ladder's ladder. Beam. Okay, alright. Thank you, bamboo dealer. I heard Mr. Lowe was murdered by his nephew. You also heard about this. What a terrible thing! Lo Shiwen was incredibly lazy, loafing around all day, and relied solely on his uncle. It's unbelievable that he would kill his own uncle. To be fair, his uncle relied on him, so you know. I have jumped higher gaps on ladder. Aren't you in the mirror and just jump? I know, I'm like... Isn't this like, you know, ancient China? Doesn't everyone know, like, Kung Fu? Can't you just float to the top? It's a shame that someone as talented as Master Lo had to come to such a tragic end. Thank you, sir. Here you go, a section of bamboo long enough to be used for a beam. Hey, take a look at the bamboo. Take a look at the indentation. You don't want to? Alright. Ladder. I can handle that. It's only a gap. They're acting like the whole ladder is like unusable, but it's just one beam that's missing. They're acting like they can't just, you know, leap over that, but you know, whatever. Apparently there has to be something there. It's done? Afu climbed onto the roof. Seems that the paper on the roof isn't the admission ticket. Oh, you already knew it. What is it? Oh, the 4 books annotations. It looks like the cover of a book. It is a book, perhaps not a very good one. It is a cheating tool. Oh. How should we explain this to the old scholar? I have searched around on the roof, but there is only this piece of paper. Show it to him first. You know what's funny? If they can just flip it, they reach the roof anyway? I think the point of that little thing right there was to get the bamboo. Has less to do with the ladder, has more to do with getting the piece of bamboo. They had to have a need for them bamboo, I think. Alright, let's learn some facts. Admission ticket. An admission ticket is used in ancient imperial examinations. It contains information such as the candidate's name and seat number. When candidates submit their exam papers, they must peel off the admission ticket to keep for comparison when the results are announced. The admission ticket often includes additional information such as candidates' height, facial features, and birthmarks, which facilitate the examiners in verifying the candidate's identity through visual characteristics. So it's possible to have someone else take the test for you. You just have to resemble the information on the ticket. The 4 books annotations. This book is a unique cheating tool for the imperial examination of the Qing Dynasty, 1636 to 1912, which is only 1/14 the size of a traditional bound books. However, it contains the complete text of the Great Learnings, the Doctrine of the Mean, and the Analects of Confucius, as well as detailed annotations by prominent scholars from the Song Dynasty. The characters were extremely small, resembling the size of a mosquito's head, yet the strokes were remarkably clear. It has been recognized by the Guinness World of Records as the ancient book, the smallest size and text amongst over 100,000 kinds of ancient books existing in China. And that's crazy. Alright, let's go talk to the scholar. Is this what you wanted? Please take a closer look. This is... Oh, it indeed belongs to me. Thank you, gentleman. You're welcome. Just help us with our investigation. Go ahead. All right. The dead body was found at Lowe's house. Did you see anyone suspicious in or out this morning? This is a big matter indeed. I've got it. If it's a murder case, that man seems highly suspicious. Old Scholar's a witness. That's great. Please provide more details about him. Oh, there they go. He has a snake's head and rat's eyes, holding a weapon and carrying a box. He must be the murderer. I dare not speak without certainty, but I know that this object resembles an iron club. Resembling an iron club? Then it is indeed possible to be the murder weapon. If you to apprehend the murderer successfully, I will go to the court to identify him. Alright. Since it is finished, young man, could you help me take a look at the list? See the list? Sir, are you mistaken? This is not an admission ticket, but the cover of the 4 books annotations. It's not my admission ticket? Alas, my admission ticket must have been left at home. Alright, bye, sir. Hey, thank you for the information. Nothing here. Gate soldiers probably don't know anything either. Oh, who's this? Let's talk to the bookseller. Young lad, this is incredible. A ray of enlightenment is bursting from your eyes. You are truly a natural genius in reasoning. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't think he was talking to you. Indeed, I, Hu Lao Kuai, have never misjudged anyone's abilities. If we could unlock the reasoning pathway in your mind, imagine the heights you could reach. Okay, unlock the pathway. Oh, this guy's a salesman. You're lucky that I just opened my stall today and you happened to come by. Read 10 detective novels from my stall, you'll become the reincarnation of Master Lola II. Is he wearing a Super Mario star? He is indeed wearing a Super Mario star. Mr. Hu, we're investigating the murder of Lo Xiwen's house. May I ask you some questions? Sure, go ahead. About the detective novels. Mr. Hu, you haven't told me how to unlock my pathway to reasoning yet. I selected a set of books for you. Once you finish them, you'll become a master of reasoning. You can start with these detective novels. Once you have gained some experience, you can start reading Sherlock Holmes. Save Master Lo's books for later as they are more advanced and require deeper understanding. Remember, it's not enough to just read once. You must read attentively, closely, and repeatedly. Once I read all of them, will I become a detective as skilled as Shen? Of course! I, Hu Lao Kuai, never lie. Oh, he totally lies. Would I sell books outside the court if I lied? Soldiers from the court often buy books from me. Each of them has a copy of Master Lo's books. Especially Officer Ma, he buys at least 10 copies whenever Master Lo releases a new book. I've been wondering for a while who's the Watson, the green one. Yeah, Afu's your assistant. You're playing as Shen. I dressed him in red, but I don't think he's... This is an alternative outfit, but the one in red is Shen, the detective. The one in green is your assistant. Yeah, look, he just answered me. Otherwise, could he become the sergeant? Sergeant? Sure, go ahead. Alright, let's ask him about Liu Pingchen. Do you know Liu Pingchen? Are you referring to Miss Liu, the editor of Golden Words Publishing House? Master Lo's achievements today are largely due to Miss Liu's insight. I still have her business card. Oh, thank you. Oh, we got a copy of her business card. Does Miss Liu know many people in the town? Has she ever had conflicts with anyone? I'm not sure about that. After all, I'm just a bookseller. Sure, go ahead. Alright, let's ask him about Shiwen. How much do you know about Lo Shiwen? That ungrateful brat is truly the biggest mistake in Master Lo's life. Master Lo just spoiled him too much, that's why. What do you mean by that? He's completely dependent on Master Lo for his livelihood, yet he spoke evil of Master Lo. It seems like he feels Master Lo owes him something. If you know the truth, you would think so too. Is it because he thought that Master Lo's works were written by him? Just a few days ago, he even claimed that Master Lo would put his name on the novel. He doesn't deserve it. What was Master Lo's reaction to this? Master Lo simply smiled it off. Is it possible that Lo Xion was telling the truth? Young lad, you have no idea what he could write. Once he bragged in a nearby bookstore. I couldn't stand it, so I let him write something. He struggled to write even a few words for a long time and eventually went into a fit. Sure, okay, that's all we got from the bookstore. The bookseller. Yes, Master Lo passed away. Very sad, very sad. Alright. I would love to talk to the blacksmith. I would love to talk to the blacksmith. But we are at the 3-hour mark. We are at the 3-hour mark. So we will have to wait until next Monday to continue this game and solve the lady in the wardrobe. And solve the lady in the wardrobe. Ugh. I've been sitting for a long time. But yeah, that is the beginning of Murders on the Yangtze River. That was cute. That was fun. This game is quite fun. Story flows quite nicely, and the investigation is it's a good time. It's a good time. So we will play more of the game next week. You know, I'm starting to believe they're not going to believe us once we solve it. That's alright. We'll convince them with the power of deduction and evidence. But that is it for tonight. That is it for tonight. That is it for tonight. We will be back on Wednesday. We'll be back on Wednesday with Ori and the Will of the Wisp, where I just suffer and suffer and suffer. And suffer. I want to finish that game so badly, but I think we're not quite there yet. I think there's quite a bit left before we can get to the end. But yes, thank you all so much for coming. I appreciate you all. I hope you had a good time. I hope you're enjoying this game. It was fun. I like moving Sherlock Holmes. Yeah. This is a good one. This is a good one. I'm glad I picked it up. Have a great day or great night wherever you are. So chill, stay cool. And I will see you guys in my next stream. Good night, and I'll see you next time. Bye.